The Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and shout. Kick your hands up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Come on now, the Bills are down 21 now. Come back up the season now. Hey, say you will. Coming back now, baby, say you will. Bills are down 21, say you will. Cincinnati, they got 17. Oh yeah, Buffalo's happening now. They're on the comeback now. Buffalo's happening now. Yeah. Unbelievable now. Bills just won that game. How'd they win that game? Bills just beat the Pats. How'd they beat the Pats? Hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. How about them Bills, baby? Are you kidding me? What is up, Buffalo Fanatics? Z-Bot Rico. It's Rico and Bot on the Postgame Show on the Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel, following one of the greatest comebacks in Buffalo Bills franchise history. Bills down 21-0. Bills win 35-31. Rico, talk to me, baby.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. How do you like them apples? Put them t-shirts and hats away. Not today, not in Foxborough, not just yet. The Buffalo Bills are back. Just to remind the New England Patriots, we're not handing over anything to you just that easily. You're going to have to earn it right till the last freaking game of this season. Let's go. What a game today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember who we You can't go. Listen, I gotta get my go, baby. Let's go.
Hit that shit again. Hit that again.
I don't care if you guys are not hyped as hell right now. Smash that like right now. Let's get this thing to 1,000 likes in this bit. Let's go. Bot,
dude,
has your heart rate come down to normal yet?
Nope. I just turned the fan on. Here's the thing. The reason we went live is not just because we want to talk about the game. It's because I need you all to be witnesses when I fall over on the floor. I need you to call an ambulance and send it to downstate New York to take my ass to the hospital. I need some sort of treatment after that one. You pair that with last week, the roller coaster this team's putting us on, Rico. We keep getting back on it. We're hitting the corkscrews, the loop-de-loops. We're going 100 miles an hour, and Rico, we get off it. And you know what we say? Let's go again. Let's go again. Again. How about them mother effing Bills? Holy crap.
I can't listen. I'm gonna tell you this. If we're being honest with each other, we're looking at this game saying 21-0. Are you kidding me? We are better than this. But I'll tell you this. Not once did I think we were cooked in that game. Not once did I think we're losing this game. Wow. I just knew that we're better than this. We can't go out like this in New England. It's just gonna look horrible. One play at a time. Let's just slow the heck down and get the job done. And that's exactly what took place. 28 points in the second half. Oh, no.
No.
That first half was not what we are. That's not what we do. Josh Allen was sitting here missing guys that he can make that in his sleep. Slow down, Joshy. Slow down, baby. Slow down. And that's exactly what took place. Boy, I'll tell you, was the defense great? No. Was the offense great at the beginning? No. But at the end of the day, you just got to give Josh an opportunity. And that's exactly what needed to be done. Adjustments, defense making their stops when they need to. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters for real, man. I'm jacked, bro. I can't stand the Patriots. I can't stand them. I felt great that we were going to win this game. I didn't know how we were going to win it. When we were down 21-0, I said, bro, if we don't turn this around, man, it's going to get nasty. We got to start punching back. That's exactly what it was, man. We were just getting jabbed, and we couldn't do anything about it until we said, all right, let me parry a couple of these things, and let me jab back. And that's exactly what took place. And then we started getting a rhythm. And once we got that rhythm, I knew 17 was alive. 17 was alive. 17 was so sick of how they were playing. He said, yo, let me just get rid of this. Let me get rid of this vial. Let me get that out of my system. And let's keep it rocking. I can't tell you how jacked I am. Yo, any Pats fans in the chat right now?
Come on in. Dude, I'm dancing because in my head right now, there's nothing going on except this. Buffalo's happening now. We on the move. And that's just going on in my head right now. That's all I hear. It's just my brain right now is a blank slate with a small set of speakers and a small turntable, and it's just playing that song on loop. Listen. I can't believe it. Here's what I can't believe, though. Your ass. You need to take a polygraph. You're telling me you never thought they were losing this football game. Are you kidding me?
Listen, if you guys follow me on my socials, I don't hold back. I tell you like it is. In the Bengals game, I thought we were cooked. I said, yo, we're done. We're not winning this game. I just felt like we're just better than this. 21-0? We can't. And it's not like they were just killing us. It's just we weren't doing what we're supposed to do. And I really felt that if we just make a stop and get on the board, momentum, we're in this still. I never once thought we were cooked and we were going to lose this game. That's I don't like to say hand to God.
No, I believe it. I believe you. You wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah,
I thought you were lying to me, but I had to check you. Right?
You can check it all you want. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people saying, man, what game are you watching? Are you nuts? Bro, I just felt that we were still in there. You just got to make a stop. Make a stop. This defense is not great. We know that. We know this. Even people were calling the coach out. There were some moments where a coach was like, I was like, McDermott, bro, booty catching that on the sideline. You're not gonna take your flag out?
Oh, no, save that, please. I'm in too good a mood right now to talk about that. We will talk about that at the end. Here's where I'm at. Okay. My ass was on a completely different planet than yours, where you sat there with the utmost confidence. I had a tweet that I made at halftime and I put it in my drafts. That way I didn't have to bring myself to type it when the game ended. I could just go to my drafts, go to the post button, tap it, throw my phone out the window, and go to bed. Okay. Here's what this tweet said.
Love it.
This is an organizational low point for this regime. In Mike Vrabel's first year as the Patriots coach and Drake May's second year as the Patriots quarterback, they completely surpassed Buffalo. Major changes need to be made, or what we saw today could be what we see for the next 10 plus years. That's where I was at half. I had never been more enraged than I was in the beginning of that football game. I thought, I'm not kidding you, Rico. I think I hit my boiling point. I hadn't been that mad about a game.
Really?
Honestly, that might have been the most mad I've ever been about the game. I think you'd have to go back to the Bills-Bengals divisional game a handful of years ago to find me as mad, not sad. I mean, we know Bach can get a little susceptible to being sad every now and then. I'm not talking about sad. I'm talking about enraged. I'm talking about just angry. When the Bills got destroyed by Cincinnati in the divisional round, I was just angry. Didn't show up, completely outclassed on their home field. This game, to start that one off, holding them to have to punt, and then not challenging that play to then allow them to walk into the end zone, that was where I hit my boiling point. I said, you handed this team 7 points to start the football game off, and you didn't even bother to look into it. Gene Steratore comes in. Yep, that would have been a drop. J.J. Watt, Iron Eagle, confirming what we all thought. The big key, when the offense is running like Usain Bolt to get to the line to snap it, that might be your cue to drop the red flag. It's the first series of the game. Who cares if you lose a timeout? So when you couple that, Rico,
right,
and them going down 21-0 late in the second quarter, Josh Allen had -2 pass yards. They didn't get a first down until the second quarter. They were getting completely outclassed and flat out embarrassed. This team in the second half, I don't know what to say. They are the best team in the NFL in the final 30 minutes of the football game. I don't know what it is. I don't know how they do it. If they could find a way to channel that in the beginning of the game, that is a Super Bowl winning football team. How do they continue to do this? If Henderson doesn't break off that 65-yard run in the second half, what do the Patriots finish with in the second half, total yardage-wise? 40, 50 yards? The Bills offense scores 5 consecutive touchdowns. The Bills defense, who could not, dude, they could not stop them. They couldn't. Dude,
I know. Catch your breath.
It couldn't have been worse. And then all of a sudden, you're getting sacks. You're making plays on the ball. You're picking the ball off. You're batting the ball down. What the? Dude, I don't get it. All I can sit here and say is I hope that doesn't burn them. Because this team, whatever they do in the locker room, and I don't know if they're performing rituals. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they got some sort of witch's cauldron in the middle of the room and they all gather around it and hold hands and sing a song. And that somehow allows them to unearth this superpower. I don't know. I have no idea. It's all I can really come up with because it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. You come out and you look like an entirely different football team. They had Mike Vrabel with his hands on his kneecaps the entire second half.
Absolutely.
They kept panning to him, and you could tell that's a man that knows they're going to blow this football game. And that's exactly what they did.
I'll tell you this. The one thing, I mean, this game had a lot of fans in there, like you, frustrated like myself, up and down, wanting to point fingers at this and point fingers at that. But when things slowed down, you start realizing, hold on now. Okay, so we know what needs to be done, and that's we know what needs to be taken care of. We know what needs to be done. Don't let what happened in the first game allow you to happen again. Don't press. Don't turn that football over. Let's be disciplined, and we just needed to just slow down. And once we did and found our rhythm, there wasn't stopping Josh. Josh was a man on a mission. He was a man on a mission, and they weren't playing around. And give credit to the Patriots. The Patriots did everything they could to try to bring that T-shirt and hats to the stadium and make that happen. But Josh had other plans, and that's why I mean,
Rico, they had those boxes on the sideline. Well, they didn't even have them in the locker room. Like, those were already opened. They were getting them hung up. They were dry cleaning. They were pressing them with the iron. Those were ready to go. Listen,
I'll tell you, when you watch, if for Canadians watching the Grey Cup, when the game's pretty much in hand, they'll come here and have the RCMP officers bring out the Grey Cup and they'll walk it out as if these guys were opening the boxes, getting the T-shirts ready by halftime. If you saw your social media, you had Dave Potnoy, you had Master at Work, you had all these boys.
I got to check out Master at Work. I didn't even see it. It's got to be unreal.
I could not believe. I was actually I'm not gonna cap. I was actually shocked, saying, "Yo, these guys think the game is over at 21." Let me tell you something. There are times, if the Bills were up 21-0 at a certain point, are we calling it over ever? If you're a true Bills fan, you're like, dude,
no, right?
This defense, man. This defense is gonna allow. Like, you're giving teams Irish to come back and be aggressive. It's never over. 21-0 being up 21-0 is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It looks great at the beginning, but you've left a lot of time on the clock for guys to now muster up and make some adjustments. So that's why I thought that I was not all the way in, but I was absolutely shocked to see Patriots fans and analysts saying, it's over. Get those T-shirts and Mike Greenberg saying, get the baton ready, pass it over.
Classic Jets fan, Mike Greenberg.
Give me a break. I said, man, this is why I love this team and I hate this team at the same time, because they make me have unnecessary, blood pressure going up and going down. Listen, like, don't stop making me feel like I'm some old man. All right, like, chill. Gotta give me chill. But listen, this win was massive because it allows the Bills now a 3-game win streak. We've now consecutively put some wins together. We're getting there. We're getting healthy. We get Bernard back next week, potentially. Who knows what takes with Benford? We'll see. So we'll see how it goes with Benford. But Bernard comes back. Bro, we just needed to slow down and get the job done. So I'll take that. But I have to say, it's 28 points in the second half. That's unsung hero. Ray freaking Davis.
Oh my God!
Hero.
And Ty Johnson. Yes.
Ray Davis gave us such great field position, great spark. He has found himself a niche as a kick returner. At one point, I was like, "Okay, well, he's not really running the ball well. They're going to give it to Ty Johnson. Okay, he's lost his role, but boy, did he find himself another role at kick return. Unsung hero on this team. Special teams. They gave us such great field position." Kudos to Ray Davis and the special teams. Awesome job. Now, let me ask you this. I want to flip to the defense. Did you notice anybody that played some good ball today and you're like, how about that guy? Is there anybody that stood out to you?
There was a couple.
How about Matt Milano?
That was going to be my first name. Matt Milano, Joey Bosa, and at times Tre'Davious White made a couple of big plays. But Matt Milano was flying around the field. And you know what? Once again, stop me if you've heard us say this before, you get ran over all game. And then when you need it the most, once again, Joey Bosa in one season has already made up for what Von Miller could not do in however many seasons he was with Buffalo. You have that strip sack against the Pittsburgh Steelers that flipped the game, the tip ball that ended the game in this one. And then, Matt Milano just flying all over the field. This defense really frustrates me because they are so bad for so long during the game. But then all of a sudden you want to just give them all a big hug at the end because they just made a massive play that saved the whole thing. So I don't it's the biggest love-hate relationship of all time with this defense in particular. Once again, I don't know what they do at half. It's like McDermott completely changes. It's like the personnel in terms of what they're putting out on the field completely changes. How they play completely changes. I just don't understand how they do it. But dude, Matt Milano was a stud in this game. Joey Bosa was a stud, and they just had to find a way to overcome these gash runs that they've given up all year long. It's just been what's done them in. You had 2 massive running touchdowns allowed to this team today that really could have been the difference. But then late in the game, and I find that this seems to be a reoccurring theme here. When the offense starts to show life and they're really cooking, it feels like they're both motivated off of one another. As soon as I start to see the offense come to life, I gain more confidence in the defense. And I think it shows. And it's got to be the way that they feel. Once again, I'm not discounting the Henderson run. The dude was incredible today. How many rush yards did the Bills give up? 400? I don't know. That run was amazing. The Bills were completely out of position on that play. It was just inexplainable. It was unexcusable. But outside of that run, the New England Patriots might as well have sat on the bench in the second half offensively. They didn't do anything. Nothing. They scored 11 points in the second half. 7 of which came on a 65-yard run where the Bills were just completely out of position. If we're talking on a down-to-down basis, this defense shut down New England in the second half. The same defense that allowed 24 points in the first half. How? The same offense who had -2 pass yards and no first down scored 5 consecutive touchdowns in a row. How?
Let me tell you how.
Okay.
Let me tell you how. It was understanding that Josh was not going to let Drake May outperform him today. And we were talking about who's got the most pressure on them, Josh or Drake May. And I was like, I made a case for Drake May. And one could say he crumbled. Looked good in the first half while he was supported by a run game that was doing well for him. Ramondre Stevenson was getting good gashes. Obviously, Henderson was doing great. But if you look at the numbers of Drake May today, nothing special. 14 for 23, 155 yards, threw a pick, an arm punt, whatever you want to call it, which I absolutely hate the terminology arm punt. But anyway,
you hate that.
I hate it. I can't stand it. Arm punt. But nothing great from Drake May. And he needed, and this is why I said there could be some pressure on him. He needed to outduel a hungry, veteran, savvy, clutch, MVP Josh Allen.
Talk to him because we called our shot Ray Allen style on Friday, and the word delusional was getting tossed around an awful lot. Well, guess what? You would have been delusional to say the Bills were going to win down 21-0, and guess what happened? Josh Allen is the MVP right now. Sorry.
Listen. Matt Stafford, the ball's in your court. What you got?
Threw a pick to start the game. Detroit immediately scored off of it. I'm telling you.
What you got? Listen, we've said it before. We say it again. Joe Burrow, check. Pat Mahomes, check. Who else we got on there?
Lamar Jackson, check. Baker Mayfield, check. Drake May, check.
Listen, man. We're on our way. 3 games. Josh is getting heated up. Now, I get disappointed because in the middle of the season, we start questioning this team like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. And you have the people saying, hey, don't worry. December football, this is when Josh Allen does what he does. And you have to be quickly reminded, that's what he does. December football, that's what it matters, because you can do all the great things you want in September and October. But if you don't show up in December, you're going to be classified as just, you don't got it. You ain't got it. You can look good like Kyler Murray at the beginning of the season, but when it comes to time to do what you need to do, where are you? Josh doesn't ever disappoint. He shows up. Shame on me. I'll use me for example because I'm like, oh man, I don't know if we could do it. I believe in this team, but golly, this is not looking good. Here we are on a 3-game win streak on a big win against the freaking Patriots that I can't stand. Do you know what I can't stand the most? It's not that fact it's the Patriots. It's like I feel like I'm Stephen A. and I can't stand Cowboys fans. And I just can't stand Patriots that are like, we're back. You're not. You're not. We gave away the football to you guys in the first game, and then we had to take care of business coming into this game. Obviously, a high-scoring game, higher than I anticipated it was going to be, but I didn't think it was going to be as high for the Bengals game. But here we are, closing it out. And of all people to close the game out, defense. Defense comes in and closes it out.
It's multiple weeks in a row.
My. You got to love it. And this is why I want to get mad at Sean McDermott, but then I can't get mad at Sean McDermott. I want to get mad at Sean McDermott, but I can't get mad at Sean McDermott. Like, what do I do with that guy?
I know. I know. Dude, I know. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah,
there's some other stuff I want to talk about. Here, all right. Everything we said they had to do in this game, they did it. James Cook had to go off. Check. Yep. Josh Allen had to play mistake-free football. Check. The tight ends had to go off. Check.
Can't go wrong.
They did everything that they needed to do. We also said, you got to contain Stephon Diggs. He killed you the last time. Check. Where was Diggs today? Couple of late catches. Where was Diggs? He had 12 catches or 11 or 12 catches against this team the last time out. Non-existent. The only thing they failed to do that they did differently the last time, they let him run all over him in this game. That was clearly by design. You know, Josh McDaniels is an all-time offensive coordinator. And I think they went into this one and they said, last time out, we didn't establish the run. We won with Drake May. They're probably going to anticipate we're going to do that again. We know how porous this run defense is. Let's attack them there. You know, this is why last week when we were talking to the Bengals fan base, they're like, it's got to be Joe Burrow. It's got to be Joe Burrow. We just kept saying like, okay, I get it. But I mean, if I'm you, if I want the best chance to win the game, I'm pounding the rock. And that's what the New England Patriots did in this game. And it should have been the reason that they won because they really did whatever they wanted. It wasn't just Henderson. Drake May walked in for 2 rushing touchdowns. He had a couple of great scrambles, right? But the Bills, for the most part, the last 2 weeks have done exactly what we needed them to do to win. Win the turnover battle or just not turn it over. Ground game, Josh Allen playing at the top of his game, defense making a couple of big plays, and the tight ends being the focal point. And once again, I mean, Dawson Knox, now this is 2 weeks in a row where he looks like he was back in his contract year. I mean, what the hell?
Listen. Dude, you got to give it to him.
He's been huge.
Let me couple up on that too, because I'm looking at like, okay, looking at this game and how it was going down, like where Patriots were just moving the ball at will. It was reminding me of the Bengals game, like you said earlier, right? It's like, come on, guys, like we got to tighten up a little bit. Like I get it, you don't have Benford in there, and you might be a little timid, so you're not sure. But like the same way the people want to get on the Bills for not having great receivers. What's great about what the Patriots have on their receiving end? And I'm not poo-pooing on them, but like the fact that we were able to corral and keep them in. I mean, did you see who their leading receiver was? It was Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins was the leading receiver with 4 receptions for 40 yards, give or take.
And you know how bummed I was to lose Hollins, by the way. He's nice. He's nice. You know, Mac can make plays.
Bills fans were all bummed. He actually gave them a spark. He was one like that. When he climbed that ladder to catch that, that was a big play. That was a huge play for these boys. But I'm looking at this game and I'm like, okay, so how did we do it? Right? What lost us the game the first time and what gained us the game this time? The biggest thing that stood out, obviously, we both know, we've said it, turnovers. We had 3 big turnovers in crucial moments and in terrible spots on the field, which gave them a short field and allowed them to do what they needed to do. That they did. This time around, folks, 2 penalties for 15 yards.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. Oh my God.
2 penalties for we'll definitely get into that. 2 penalties for 15 yards. That's number 1. No turnovers. That's number 2. Number 3, time of possession. They were scoring quickly, so allowing time for Josh Allen to dissect and do what he does. 35 minutes of time of possession for the Bills, right? But the biggest thing for us is, boys, when we got into the red zone, 5 for 6 in the red zone.
And what did we talk about Friday? We said that the Patriots have one of the worst red zone defenses in the league. The Bills took advantage of that. Huge, Rico.
They're dead last. We're 32nd in the league and not allowing touchdowns. And the Bills came in and was like, "Oh, y'all 32nd? We're gonna take full advantage of that." The Bills go 5 for 6 on red zone opportunities. Big time job done by these boys. And listen, I can't be happier. I know the score is not as sexy as folks want to have, but ain't nobody gonna remember this game. And maybe some might remember this game, but nobody's gonna really remember this game 2-3 weeks from now, because the W is all that we needed. Win by 60 or win by 1. All we needed was to get that dub. But how we got it is by not committing the same foolish mistakes we did the first game, turning the ball over and being penalized. We eliminated those two things, and look what happened. The results are a W, right? Did it come the way we wanted it? Not really, but that's the Bills. The Bills are the type of team that get you up and down. They get you up and down, and at the end of the day, they get the results that you need, because 17 leads the way. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you saw the end of the game. That brother was like he wanted it. He was like, F yeah, F yeah. That's the type of stuff that you want to see from 17 and the rest of your team. Another thing, James Cook, bro. James Cook, could you? I remind myself every week when James Cook has a game of two things. That one that I was like, I'm not sure if I'm sold all the way on James Cook. I slapped myself to be like, what was I thinking? That's number one. Number two, we almost didn't pay this brother. We were making this guy hold out because we're like, no, we don't think we're going to pay you. And we were talking about like, yo, is he even worth it? Is he worth 8 mil? Is he worth 9 mil? Maybe he's worth 11. Bro, he is worth every penny that they're paying this brother right now. James Cook was freaking sensational in that second half. Him stretching. They almost took that touchdown from James Cook. Could you believe that? Even with the eye in the sky, they're like, oh, we're not sure. No, bro, it's right there.
That eye in the sky, by the way, is blind. Blind. I got a story for you about James Cook and that contract that just happened. So I watch like every week with my brother-in-law, Caroline, and then usually my sister-in-law, and she gets very into it. So her and her friend were over, and they asked me, they said, you know, they're watching because they love when I say let James cook. So they know like James has got to cook for the Bills to win. So they're watching James Cook, cook. And our friend asked, so what's the contract comparison between Josh Allen and James Cook? Is it like similar? And I said, what if I told you Josh Allen makes 5 times what James Cook makes? I said, I think Josh Allen makes just south of 60 million and James Cook makes around 10 million a year. Couldn't believe what I said. The reason why she couldn't believe what I said, she said, that's insane because the Bills wouldn't win without James Cook. And I thought about it, and she couldn't have been more right. Yeah, the Bills would win with Josh Allen, but they wouldn't win the way that they've been winning all year. They'd win games. But I don't think you could say the Bills have their record they have right now without James Cook. I bet you could pile in maybe at least one more loss, if not 2, right? I mean, what he's been to this team, dude, Rico, he's got over 1,300 yards on the year with 3 games remaining, 8 games of 100-plus rushing yards this season. And if he gets another 100 yards in the final 3 games here, he'll be closer to a 2,000-yard season than a 1,000-yard season. And you just said it. This was a guy that had to hold out 4 months ago to get this contract. And today, and not just today, but really for the duration of the season, it's a man that feels like he's underpaid. That dude has been him to the nth degree. And without him, I don't know what this Bills offense is. It's Josh Allen, the tight ends, and say a prayer. James Cook is the ultimate difference maker with the MVP at quarterback. It's the reason they're in the position they're in right now.
And here's what I want to lament too, right? So I think he's got 10 touchdowns. Does he only have 10 touchdowns this year?
I think he's got 8 on the ground and then a couple through the air, maybe. He's
got 10 touchdowns this year. He's got 1,300 yards. And I'll tell you right now, man, this guy is averaging. Guys, he's played every game this year. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry. And he's doing it in between the tackles. It's not that they're giving a pitch to the left and a pitch to the right constantly. Right. He's doing it in between the tackles. So shame on me, but shame on, I'll say me, because I was like, man, I'm not sure. Bro, this guy's worth every single red cent that they're paying him. And your friend is correct. If we tried to do this without James Cook, ain't no way. You see what's happening in the receiver room? We can't even muster anything in the receiver room. And we were about to let this brother just sit there and rot and then not get anything. No, we did that. And the Bills are where they are today because of both 17 and 4. These boys are cooking. I can't tell you how much I love seeing these boys go.
I must say, as much as I'm elated right now, I mean, the serotonin level that I have going through my body right now is like seismic. It's unbelievable, the euphoria I'm experiencing. But do the Buffalo Bills realize that I have a family? Do they realize that I am now a father? Because they're going to kill me. You know, my dad's coming in here saying, Zoe, we have a doctor's appointment, her 1 month checkup tomorrow. We got to check the eardrums. I mean, it was involuntary. I think I might have ruptured them today. I got to be careful. This team is not looking out for the father in me. And then my dad is nearing 60. Like, you're going to kill me before 30. You got him. He's a first-time grandfather. I'm a first-time father. This team is going to kill me. I mean, can they please consider before going into halftime that when they go into the game that there's families on the line here? Please do not make me experience the first 30 minutes because it is killing me.
Listen, Zoe is going to have to get used to dad up and down. She's going to have to get used to it. And guess what? She'll be joining you. She'll be joining you. It's going to be you and little girl just doing it. And it's going to be one of the most memorable moments. So what you're doing is you're priming her. You're priming her to know exactly what's coming your way.
Well, I said this. Of course, I FaceTimed my dad after. And I was telling him this. And my mom's like, oh, you know, she's like awfully concerned. My dad's literally said what you said. He goes, she's got to get used to it.
Got to get used to it, baby. Got to get used to it. That's the way I look at it. All right, let me flip it now. So we're looking at this game with the Bills now 10-4. All right, the Patriots fall to 11-3. What was it? We're a game behind now. So here's my question to you now. With this 3-game win streak that we have going, with the way we just ended this game, when you're looking at the results and looking at Drake May, Drake May, Josh Allen, did Drake May impress you today? Like, you've seen him play. Everyone's talking about how great he is. But did he impress you today? Did he do anything that was like, oh, like, anything stand out to you?
It's a real team. They lost the football game today. That's a real team. The New England Patriots are no joke. You simulate that game 1,000 times. What do they win? 990 of them. That's a real team. That's a real threat. I have a ton of respect for Mike Vrabel. I always have. But the respect has been earned by Drake May, by me. That's a second-year. And this is why I kept saying, I got Patriots fans saying to me, you keep calling him a second-year quarterback, but he's the MVP. But my response to that is, yes, but he's also still a second-year quarterback. And there are going to be moments like this game where he needs to step up and go down the field to win it, or he's got to close the game out. And this is where the experience is invaluable. This is where the difference is between an 8-year MVP vet in Josh Allen and a second year in Drake May. Now, can Drake May get to that point? I think he's got the potential. That dude is the real deal. But when I got people telling me he's not just a second-year quarterback, he's the MVP, he very likely could be. But this is why you have to factor in the experience level of these quarterbacks and what their resume looks like. It's why I'm a little bit out on Denver. Do I trust Bo Nix to have the ability to overcome in those moments in the postseason? Do I trust Drake May? I have to see it. Drake May doesn't have a fourth quarter comeback yet. They were saying on the broadcast. He had his opportunities in this game. The only points they scored in the second half came off a Henderson 65-yard touchdown. Drake May in the second half, it just wasn't there. But in the first half, I mean, he was lights out. There was a point in the game, Rico, where he was 9 for 10 on completions. He was running the ball really well, navigating the pocket well, putting on the money. The guy throws a hell of a ball. He throws a hell of a ball. So my takeaway from this, I'm not looking at it and saying that the Patriots aren't back. I think the Patriots are certainly back. I mean, if you're looking at what this game signaled today, I think that this game signals that the rivalry that we were wondering if it exists or not, the rivalry is well alive. The rivalry is absolutely alive between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. This game put a stamp on that because you've played twice this year, Rico. Both games came down to the last minute. Both games were within one score, a 3-point difference and a 4-point difference. You split the games, and you're watching two quarterbacks go at it that you think could be. Obviously, Josh Allen is the one of the faces of the league, and you're thinking Drake May could be becoming that in this next wave of QBs here. But I look at this one, and I lost. I didn't lose any respect for New England. If anything, I gained respect. I gained respect for that team because they once again should have swept Buffalo and won the division. They lost it today. But I think if the Bills go head to head with them, throughout the next several years here, postseason, whatever, we're going to get more games like that come down to the wire than I think blowouts or games that are just, vastly different in the point differential for sure.
See, you and I see it differently. I like Drake May. I think he's a fine quarterback. I just don't buy the hype that he's that dude. Like, I never saw him as a MVP caliber quarterback. That's just me. I think he's got great traits. I think, and there's no. I'm not even trying to punk him, but he's a Temu version of Josh Allen. I mean, you could do all the things you think you can do, but you ain't gonna be 17. Is he 19? But I don't think he's that caliber of quarterback. And the New England team, they're a good team. They're not a bad team, but I never bought the hype. I guess that's what I'm saying. I never bought the hype. And today, facing these boys today just gave me more stamp that, like, yo, if Josh ain't turning the ball over and he's doing what he needs to do and he just can settle down, this is the results you're gonna get. It just sucks that defensively we just keep allowing these teams to stay in it, right? 14 carries for almost 150 yards. Bro, it's crazy to me. Now, it's no disrespect to the Patriots. They're a good team. I just think that they're a product of the circumstances of playing weaker teams. Their record, you can't choose who you play. But I'm not sitting here buying him like he like MVP caliber. You want MVP caliber? 17 back there. You want MVP caliber? Stafford. Like, tell me how this makes sense. Stafford, May, Josh Allen. Get the heck out of here. Somebody's got to get up at the seat. Drake May. You feel me? So to me, it's I like what the Patriots doing, but like all this hype, I'm so glad that the Bills beat them so they can quiet this hype of like they're the next team and they're gonna do this, that, and the third. Just relax. I would not be surprised if they lose to the Ravens next week and then they lose to the Dolphins on top of that. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. Would not surprise. The Jets just don't got it. But the Dolphins, y'all better not take this lightly because the Dolphins can come out and sweep take your behind. Y'all play y'all very tough. And on top of that, the Ravens, I think the Ravens they look pretty good today. I'm not sure. I gotta just double check to make sure.
24-0. They beat the Bengals.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Nothing. Shoot, the Ravens might be back, baby.
I got some thoughts on that Drake May combo.
I ain't buying the Pats. I'm not buying them. I'm just saying.
I got some thoughts on that, but first, I want to prove that Zoe's eardrums are not broken. She is fine. I wanted to just prove to everybody. Caroline, what did you do? What did you make of me almost puncturing Zoe's?
I did have to say something. It got very scary. I jumped.
Go ahead and tell him what happened.
I don't know. Something happened. The Bills got the ball, and then there was a really big scream, and I jumped, and she jumped, and it was. But she's
gonna get used to it though.
Look how big she's getting.
We're building up the top. I know. Look at her.
Way to shout out Grandpa Bell because he's requesting her on the live stream.
Yeah, Grandpa Bell requested a shout out. So I just wanted to confirm that Zoe's smiling, healthy, and we'll test those eardrums tomorrow.
Listen, man, they're building their immune system and they're building their eardrum power right now. And they jittery. They jump for no reason. So I can totally see that.
So I'm seeing some comments saying, stop blazing the Patriots. And I get what you're saying, right? Here's the difference to me. And this is why, once again, I said Drake May is a second-year quarterback. There's a difference between an MVP level quarterback and a really good quarterback.
Wait, what comment are you reading here?
I just saw it in the chat, and I saw some other comments throughout the week here saying I was glazing New England. Sorry, they just rattled off 10 wins. The Bills were down 21-0 to them, and it took a miracle comeback to beat them. It's a good football team. I don't know what do you want me to tell you? You want me to lie to you? You want me to tell you they suck? Because they don't suck. So that's a fact. And Drake May doesn't suck either. That's a really good quarterback. The thing is, though, you're right in the sense that when you're talking about comparing him to Allen, there's levels to this. Is there potential to get there? Sure. But once again, you're in year 2. You can't write in ink that this guy is the MVP of the league just yet. When I'm watching the guys that have been overcoming obstacles for nearly a decade here and running the league like Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and Lamar Jackson. There are differences. If you're looking at those 4 quarterbacks and Drake May, there's not a soul on the planet that takes Drake May over any of those 4 quarterbacks. And if they do, I mean, I'd really love to hear the argument for it, other than the years available left on his body, of course, because he's only in year 2. My whole point is, if I'm looking at what that team is in his second year, with all the cap money they have, with how great of a coach Mike Vrabel is, that is a good football team that is only going to get better. I don't think Drake May is the MVP of the league. When I got Stafford, when I got Josh Allen, when I got all of these quarterbacks out there doing what they've done for years, single-handedly propelling their team to victories, I can't anoint Drake May as the MVP in year 2 of the last place schedule. But what I can do is watch his play week in and week out and come to the conclusion that that is a quarterback that not only is a franchise quarterback, but has the potential to be one of the better quarterbacks of this younger class. I think we forget that Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, they're almost a decade in here. There's going to be a new wave. There already is a new wave. And you're looking at, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and all these younger guys, Jackson Dart, whatever. Among that crew, I think Drake May has played the best ball. So I give credit to New England, but it's games like this where you have to recognize that there are differences between the 8-year MVP, the vet, the face of the league, and a really good second-year quarterback. You saw that today. That was the difference in the football game. Josh Allen, Drake May. Josh Allen clearly made every play necessary to win. Down the stretch, Drake May did not.
What a missed opportunity that they didn't flex this game to 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll take it. I'll take that 1 p.m. slot every day of the week. If we can catch our team playing at that time, I'll take that. But yo, you nailed it, man. You hit it, and it's as great as the. Let's put it this way: you have to respect the Patriots. You have to respect them. They've rebuilt their squad to compete. That's what they're gonna do. And we said this on our stream on Friday. I think it's healthy to have competition. Nothing worse. I mean, I'm sure the Patriots. I mean, they loved it, but like having to like take care of your division when Tom Brady was in the division, just every year after year, you're the number 1 squad every time. And so I'm sure they loved it. But like when there's rivalry, when there's, you know what I mean, where there's something to play for. And now Josh is like, shoot, I got just punched in the chin. I'm tasting blood a little bit. I got to get my act together. That's what it felt like today when these Bills came in and got redemption and got that dub. We're not getting swept. Could you imagine?
No.
The Bills getting swept, and we have to talk about them getting swept, and now we're like, oh, this could be it. We can get swept the third time, but if we face them in the playoffs, bro, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm just happy that we got away with the W. We relatively got away with it healthy, and now we can kind of start, building towards something fantastic. Who knows what it is, but we're building towards it. That's what comes out at the end of the day. I do want to touch on other points on this offense here, because we're talking about like unsung, I don't want to say unsung heroes, but guys that really stepped their game up for the Bills. I'm looking at the receiver room, bro. And there's good things, but we're gonna have to talk about the bad. We just do. Khalil Shakir led the way once again, 5 for 65, and his receptions are all around the 5 to 11, 12-yard mark. That's where he catches and that's where he does his damage. Dawson Knox yet again becoming Josh Allen's go-to guy. Right? It looked good. Dalton Kincaid, Josh, and Dawson, they both had 3 receptions for about the same yardage, but you find these guys in the end zone. That's what matters to me the most, is capitalizing. That they did. But here's where I put a challenge out. I said, if we really want to be a team that is challenging other teams offensively, and like it's crazy because we put up 35 points, which is insane. And we didn't do it without any receivers. Josh Palmer, 1 reception, 16 yards off of 2 targets. Brandon Cooks, 3 targets, 0 receptions. No. Actually, there was 1 attempt to Keon Coleman. It was a pass interference. Bro, Brandon Cooks, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. Khalil was head and heels over these guys. Bro, when is this receiver room going to step up for Josh? Shavers, not even a target. Now, is that his fault? Is that the way this offense is supposed to run? I have no idea. But I'm getting sick and tired of like these guys not contributing on their end. I know everybody was talking about, oh, Gabe Davis didn't get activated. Would that have made a difference? Honestly, not one lick. For my Jamaicans, not one little bit. It wouldn't have made a difference. But these guys got to step up, man. They got to help out. Keon, Brandon Cooks bobbling that easy dunk. That's a beautiful throw. Josh usually throws it right on you. This one was just a drop in the bucket. And you sitting here mismanaging that. Man, we've got to be better for our quarterback at the receiver room. And it's a shame because it's always going to come back to, man, we could have this, we could have did that. So we'll see how things can shape up and change up. I know McCole Hardman is now going to be off of IR soon. Does he get inserted back into the offense and we get to start seeing things? I don't know, but something's got to give with this receiver room where you got to challenge these guys, man. You got to challenge them, man, because this is enough, right? This was a good team, don't get me wrong, and we were still able to move the football, but golly, we got to get some help on the receiver room. So I just had to get that off my chest, but this was more to highlight how great Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid were. These guys really opened things up for Josh and allowed Josh to get into a rhythm. And once Josh got into a rhythm, chef's kiss. Love to see it. Love to see it.
It is a damn shame, but there is absolutely no help coming. This is what it is. This is back-to-back weeks where the Bills have scored 35-plus points, and they've had receivers do next to nothing. They've had receivers do absolutely next to nothing.
Isn't that nuts?
And the only reason that they're able to win these games is because of Josh Allen, James Cook, the tight ends, and then on any given Sunday, you can get a decent performance out of Khalil Shakir. But even your best performance from Khalil Shakir is essentially going to be what you saw today. And that's 5 for 65. Like, you're not going to see Khalil Shakir is not the type of receiver that's going to give you 12 receptions, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's just not going to happen. There's no help coming for this receiving core. Keon Coleman activated over Gabe Davis. I mean, you can say, would Gabe Davis have made a difference? I don't know. At least he's had a couple of catches over the last several games every time he's started. I think something's going to happen there. I don't know what the future holds here for Keon Coleman. The involvement and the production is so non-existent that I just don't know how you can continue to move forward here with any confidence. So we'll see what ends up coming to that. But in terms of right now, Rico, this is exactly how the Buffalo Bills have to win football games. It has to be Josh Allen not turning it over and playing beyond efficient. He has to be playing at the top of the league every given week. James Cook has to be pounding the rock, and these tight ends have got to be difference makers in the pass game. And then you have to rely on this defense who does get shredded weekly to make a play or two when it matters most. And luckily, we've seen throughout the season, they have had capabilities to do that. But in talking about the receiving core, I mean, does any of this shock you? This is the stat line every single week. This is routine. And there is absolutely no reason, there is just no evidence given to expect that there's going to be a turnaround at any point. This is what the Bills are. This is what they're going to have to do in order to go the distance in the postseason. Now, this offseason, I know I mentioned earlier, I had a tweet in the draft, in the draft saying there needs to be some major changes in the offseason, or what you're watching right now could be what we watch for the next decade. That point still remains. Coming back in this football game and beating New England doesn't change the fact that there needs to be some drastic overhaul to this offense personnel-wise in the offseason. Whether that's making a F them picks type trade for a Jalen Waddle or somebody of that stature, whether that's just going all in the draft like they did on the defensive side of the ball this past draft and just peppering offensive picks, something's got to give. You cannot approach this next season with the mindset that they approached this season with, where Brandon Beane's laughing off the idea of this wide receiver core not needing additions, not needing help. We know how bad of a look that's been. God, Colin Cowherd, just the other day, Rico, that interview with WGR happened, 4 months ago? Cowherd played the sound bit in the opening rant of his show in week 15. So as much as I'm loving these victories and these unbelievable comebacks and these unbelievable performances by guys like Cook and Josh Allen, of course, and these tight ends, it doesn't change the fact that this wide receiver core might be the worst in the league, and a drastic overhaul needs to happen. There's a reason why you got Cowherd calling him out. Greg Cosell eviscerated this team the other day in terms of how they're built and the personnel they currently have. Doug Flutie did the same thing, and they're not wrong, and they're not telling us anything we don't know. And if you disagree with them, then you're just lying to yourself. But this just goes to show you why Josh Allen is the MVP. And for those who are going to say, oh, you keep saying he doesn't have any help, James Cook might win the rushing title. Yeah, that's 100% accurate. That doesn't change the fact that Josh Allen is still dealing with one of the worst wide receiver corps in the NFL, if not the worst. And it has to change next year, because you cannot continue to rely on Josh Allen scoring 5 consecutive touchdown drives to overcome a 21-0 deficit. So something's got to give. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this year, but in a couple months from now, hopefully after the Bills find a way to win the whole thing, there's a major change personnel-wise on the offensive side.
No, and you're absolutely not wrong about that, and that's why I brought it up, and that's why I felt that there needs to be a challenge put out there to, like, who's going to step up, and like you said, nobody's helping, nobody's coming. It's just got to be us. So that's why I was like, because I know no one's coming to help. This is where, like, internally, I got to step up. I got to do something. Now, obviously, we're just going to have to roll with how we roll it. And eventually, I'm going to find the silver lining in this. So this is where I wanted to get to. The silver lining in this is, while we're starting to get momentum with the interior guys and defenses start to adjust, maybe then we start to kind of look like a team that can get stretch the field with, obviously, Brandon Cooks. Because you saw 3 attempts, Brandon Cooks deep. So they're trying. They're trying to make something happen. Until these guys can really kind of put something together, it looks like it's making its way, but it's making its way slowly. But I love that we are taking shots. So if we get McCole Hardman back, a lot more speed, so you got Brandon and McCole, and we find ways to get these guys on the field, we'll see. But, man, you said something, man. Keon Coleman, it was as if he wasn't there. But, I mean, I don't know if Gabe Davis would have been any different. But at least there's chemistry between Josh and my man Gabe Davis. So we'll see how it all shakes out for the following week. But at this point, we're at a point in the season where we can't be doing this politics thing. We got to be doing who is best to be on the field. And I think today was a test. Gabe Davis sit, Keon in. What did happen? What was the results? Same thing. All right, let's reverse field and see what takes place. So looking forward to seeing what takes place next week. Now, you were about to jump in, because I was gonna jump into something else there.
Well, I just wanted to add, while we're on the topic of Keon Coleman, you mentioned the penalties really being cleaned up by Buffalo in this one. They had 11 the last time. They had 2 in this one. I cannot believe they called that holding while defending Keon Coleman late in the game.
What do you mean you can't believe it? You didn't see it? You didn't
see what? The light grab of the jersey?
It's impeding him from getting to the football.
Come on. If that was Buffalo, you would have been losing your mind.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, it's right there. When something's there for you to see it, it's right there. Whether it was a little tug, small tug, it was impeding, and it's right in front of the ref. There's no way. If it were happened the other way around, where we get called for it all the time. Trey White pulls a little bit.
He did that.
All the time.
Trey White did it in this game on a bomb down the field in which he picked the ball off, and they didn't call it. Same exact thing. I just thought, hey, we want to know how I'm looking at it, by the way?
Yep.
They didn't use the replay assist on that blatant drop by Booty early in the game. Right. So that was a makeup call to me. That's how I'm looking at it. Real quick on that. Replay assist is the biggest sham to come to this league ever. It is the worst thing the league has adopted since allowing teams to challenge pass interference just for the refs to take a stand and never overturn one. They never overturn one. Absolutely. The replay assist is such a joke. There needs to be a major overhaul to it, or it has got to go. It is completely unfair. It is altering football games. There is no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever, and it makes the league look terrible. It makes the NFL look like it is a cheap production. This is a multi-billion-dollar league, a multi-billion-dollar organization with the most eyeballs glued to it in the entire country out of any sport, any media, anything. This is it, the NFL. The use and the non-use of the replay assist is an absolute joke. For them to, and I'm not giving McDermott a pass, by the way, the fact that he didn't challenge that, to me, if they lost this game, the rant I was going to come on here and give you would have been biblical. I mean, it would have been one you would have been telling your grandkids about if they lost this game by 7 points and it's because McDermott didn't throw the flag. But that doesn't change the fact that there was no replay assist used whatsoever. On the following drive, Josh Allen throws a bomb down the field to Brandon Cooks. It's bobbled. You weren't entirely sure if he caught it or not. And what happened? Replay assist has stepped in and said it was a non-catch. I about put a hole in the wall so large that I would have had to have hired 2 contractors to come over and fix it. This is something that I complain about every single week on my Twitter. If you follow me, you've seen it. There is not a week that's gone by in this league where the replay assist has been either used incorrectly or not used at all, and it's an absolute joke. And what makes it 10 times worse is you then have the mouthpieces for the league like Gene Steratore come on and say, yeah, Ian, that's an incompletion. Could it look any worse? You don't use the replay assist. Then you have the head of officiating for the broadcast team come on and tell you it was an incompletion. How they allow this to continue week in and week out blows my mind. There has got to be a major addressment to this in the offseason because it's a joke. Fairness as it stands right now in the league is not a priority because of what the replay assist is doing on any given game. It's ridiculous.
And not only that, especially when it's so obvious to the viewers watching it in live and they're not looking at this, but more so shame on McDermott, shame on the Bills, shame on the guy that they hired to yank on McDermott to say, hey, bro, go take a look at that because that brother.
Terry who did they hire? Who was it again?
I can't recall his name at the moment. One of you guys know, and you guys can let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
But if you have someone there telling you to do it, and maybe they did, and McDermott didn't want to pull on it. I don't care if it's the first quarter, like you said earlier. It's the first. Do it, especially if it's questionable, because that very play on 3rd down, bro, you get the ball back. Josh now can do what he needs to do, and if we, like you said, if we lost that because of antics like that, where they're not replaying, and what makes it worse is the very next series, you get Cooks bobbles that thing, and they immediately go back to it. And oh yeah, he bobbled it. It's no good. And we were about to get in there and run the play. Oh no! Get on there. The James Cook, clear as day, he crosses it. The guys, even the commentators were annoying the heck out of me. Very biased. I don't really pay attention to that type of stuff. People are like, oh, I hate Tony Romo and I hate those guys. I just watched the game. These guys this was sickening to me as how biased and lopsided they were on how they were talking about the Patriots. I know it's a Patriots feed. They're at home. But John Perry, shame on you if your job is to tell McDermott, yo, throw that flag, bro. You got that. And McDermott sitting here just
hire me to do that. Like you just said, we're sitting at home watching it. It's so blatantly obvious. I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. You know they're paying John Perry a bag. No question about it. I'll pay you to do it. I mean, for real.
It was nasty work. These guys, it's right there for you. I get it. You're trying to make this game suspenseful. You're trying to do whatever. But bro, it becomes the product. It's nasty work when the viewers can see this. And they're about to get lit up on social media. Social media is going to light these boys up. And then you'll see some changes happening. But come on, man. Like, had the Bills lost this game, a lot of that obviously would have been on our own doing. But like little plays like that, where you would have took away a clear touchdown from our man unless something happened. Here's another thing, too. You got Vrabel, pick it up. Pick up. Oh, boy, was that pissing me off. Pick what up exactly?
If they pick that up, I would have picked up my computer screen that I'm currently staring at all you wonderful people at, and I would have chucked it into the shower, stomped on it, and then turned the water on.
But
you can't.
It was about the entitlement to pick it up, as if like, did you catch that? Because that's what I caught.
I caught it.
It was like as if like he knows them well enough. It was like, yo, pick that thing up, man. Like, look who you can pick it. I was out. Boy, they better not. They better not. But go ahead. You're about to jump in on that.
No, it's just I'm echoing all the same things you're saying. Like the thing of it is it wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't so egregious and it wasn't so blatantly obvious and if it wasn't every single week. Like that's the thing. And you want to know what pisses me off? It's not even just the Bills games that infuriate me. It's like if I'm watching like a Sunday night game, a big game, and I see it happen, like it makes me just as mad because of my love for the sport. Like it's ruining the game. This is supposed to be enhancing it. It's supposed to be giving you another eye that the officials don't have to be able to make the right call. They don't use it consistently. No one knows when you're allowed to use it and when you're not allowed to use it. And they just seem to be kind of doing it whenever they please. And today was the most egregious example I've ever seen. where you don't use it on that Bills throw, but then, or the Patriots throw, but then you use it on the Bills throw the following drive. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just it's a terrible, terrible look.
How did you feel about that pass interference call on Khalil Shakir?
I thought I thought that was a blatant pass interference because he never turned around.
So did I. I thought that he did turn around, but too late. You were already interfered with that. I didn't think
he said he caught it. I know, what the hell. But you want to know what? It goes back to the Kirk Cousins fumble against the Bucs on Thursday Night Football. Apparently, like in these situations, tie goes to the offense. So I think they were going to give it to him as a catch. I think they did. I think they declined it.
Yeah, they declined it. They declined it. We'll take the catch. So that's 65 yards by my guy.
Whatever.
Hey, listen, they gave him the 65 yards fine. That's cool with me. But yeah, that you nailed it. I don't want to jump on it too more, but like, it's gross. They need to revisit it. If you're going to use it, use it. I mean, listen, they use the VR all the time in soccer, and they're as accurate as can be. Yep. There's no reason that you can't be accurate with the amount of cameras, with the billions of dollars that the NFL brings in. There's no way that you can't get something right when you have technology letting you know. You have chips in the footballs letting you know what's going on. Fam, I don't want to hear it. Y'all messed up. So last thing for me, the commentators absolutely not. And I'm going to use this term because I'm just going to. The amount of glazing that was happening with the commentators in the booth in this game was making me throw up. Even the wife next to me was like, geez, like, could it be more obvious that the Bills are on the road? My goodness. I mean, I've seen it multiple times. I don't think Chris Brown does he glaze the Bills like that? It's absolutely insane how bad the Pats wanted this game for these guys to get their t-shirt and hats. And I'm so glad that the Bills said, not today. Not happening today. Y'all can glaze these boys another time, but not when the Bills are playing these boys and we come down in your hood, in your trap, and put the beats on you guys and take it away. Boy, 28 points in the second half. And this is a team that had a whole bye week to prepare for the Bills. Whole bye week to prepare for the Bills, and we come in and hang 30 plus points on y'all, man. That's a top 10 defense. This is why I don't truly believe in the Pats. I don't think they're as nice as people want to give them credit for. When you played a tough team like we did, and you played a MVP type quarterback, and he's throwing the football to non-receivers, bro, I don't want to hear nothing. Man. So big shout out to the Bills. Big shout out to what we were able to do, and I'm loving every bit of it.
I want to talk about the individual plays made by Josh Allen, because yet again, this is 2 weeks in a row where it'll get lost in translation, because, you know, this is a reactionary league. It's a box score league. And, you know, I get it to some extent. You're talking about these analysts. They don't watch every single snap, every single game. And, you know, this is how it happens. You know, you base it off of the couple highlights you see in the box score. But we're watching every single breath taken by this team on a weekly basis. Last week, you had Josh Allen score a touchdown in the red zone on 2 4th downs. And if the Bills do not execute on both of those, they lose that game. They had to have both. They got both. This game, one of the only penalties the Bills were flagged on today, it put them at 3rd and 15 in the red zone. Josh Allen on the run, an absolute bullet to Dawson Knox in the back of the end zone. Well, it would have been an amazing play on 1st down. When you factor in it was 3rd and 15, and when you factor in the way this game was going, much like the Cincinnati game where you knew field goals just weren't going to cut it, that play was just all time. 4th and 2, we just touched on it. 4th and 2. I cannot believe Josh Allen threw that bomb down to Khalil Shakir. As it was floating in the air, I said, oh my God, buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, Josh, what are you doing? No. And I know it got flagged. He caught the ball. I mean, just an unbelievable play right on the money. The individual plays being made by this guy, it enhances when you look at the box score. It enhances when you watch the replays or whatever. When you are watching these games weekly, every single snap, and you see the individual effort, the individual plays, this man was on the sideline vomiting his guts out. Josh Allen was on the sidelines repainting Gillette Stadium. And after that, you want to know what he did? He walked right back out onto the field and drove down for yet another touchdown drive. 5 consecutive. This dude is unbelievable. And I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. whether it's Drake May, who finishes the season, what would it be? 13 or 14-3, or whether it's Matt Stafford. Josh Allen is the MVP of the league. I don't care who wins it. I don't care who hoists the trophy this year because he's already got one. He's the MVP of the league. They lose last week without him. They lose this game without him. And you can go down the list. They lose the Baltimore game without him. They lose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game without him. The man is the MVP of the league. And I'm watching the Kansas City Chiefs get eliminated today. I'm watching the Cincinnati Bengals get eliminated today. And as bad as that Buffalo Bills team can be on a week in and week out basis, they are 10-4. And Josh Allen, in my opinion, is still the MVP of the league. Because without him, that team is unrecognizable and they're not sniffing a playoff berth. And in week 15, they've essentially clinched one with 3 games remaining. The dude is all world. Never seen anything like it. And when we're watching these performances be put together in December in these massive games where they quite literally lose if he just makes one less play, that's the thing here. The margin for error for him is non-existent. It is non-existent. You've watched all year. If he makes one mistake, this team loses. He literally has to go out there every week with the weight of the world on his shoulders. And these last 2 weeks in particular, I mean, the guy, there are no words to describe how unbelievable this dude is at the position.
Let me tell you something, and I'm so glad you're highlighting Josh. I'm going to highlight something that's absolutely incredible. So we've celebrated Josh for consecutive seasons with 40 touchdowns. Consecutive seasons with 40 touchdowns, right? Started in 2020, he had 46. 2021, 42. 2022, he doubles that up. He says 42 again. Then 44 in 2023, 41 last year. This brother's on pace for another 40 touchdown season.
Oh, yeah.
Unfreaking believable how great this guy is. And when people talk about, and I'm going to put him in the same breath as him, we people that have watched Jordan play ball, bro, you just have to be there to watch him play. People that have watched, Ronaldo in his peak play soccer, if they watched Pele, or they watched Lionel Messi, watched Muhammad Ali, it was great. You had to be there, bro. We're watching Josh Allen. Bro, that boy nice. Like, not only is he going to have his green jacket, he's going to be one of the best, like, in the game altogether. And this is why I understand when Bills fans are like, bro, we can't waste this guy's talent. We've got to get him a Super Bowl. At least get him a Super Bowl. And we're sitting here watching greatness and not have one. Let's not let him be like, and no disrespect to like the Marinos of the world. Like, Marino, it would have been great for Marino to get one. But like, dude, get Josh to the game, give him the help that he needs. And or if it's gonna be this year, bro, everybody dial in, lock in, do what needs to be done, and let's be the squad that he did it without, like, namesake guys that have a big name on their back, bro. Y'all know what it is, man. They talk about how we love this guy, I love my teammates, I love this, bro. Y'all got 3 games to put things together, and then 4 games to win the whole thing. 7 more games. My math is correct. 7 more games to lock everything in. This is it, man. This guy's too great for you guys to just let this season go to waste. He's going to have another 40 touchdown season, and you got to get this brother there, man. And you just said it. Chiefs eliminated officially. The Bengals officially eliminated in embarrassing fashion, getting blanked. You kidding me? I didn't even saw that coming. My. So this is it, man. This is an opportunity for Josh and this Bills offense to do something special. Man. It's still there. We can still make it happen, man. So we'll see how this all shakes out, man. By the way, are you seeing what Phillip Rivers is doing right now?
I've been waiting for you to bring it up. He is up 13-6 on one of the best teams in football, maybe the best defense in the NFL at half. And I also watched him take a snap and literally just fall down. Like, he took the snap and literally just fell. And it looked like a bag of potatoes fell. I cannot believe he is out on a football field today. I'm wondering, I don't know if he lost a bet or something. The guy's got they win this game. It's one of the greatest sports stories of the entire season, or the entire year, all of sports.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and you're not out there playing the Raiders, by the way. I mean, they're playing the class of the league right now in the Seattle Seahawks and that defense. I cannot believe it.
It's incredible.
Like, are you seeing how he look? Like, he looks like that. Like,
I'm
you know
not
how you
seeing a single snap yet. I'm not seeing. I'm looking at the box score. I'm like, what? They're up 13-6 against one of the best defenses in the game.
Couple more.
Incredible.
So you mentioned the Chiefs.
Oh,
They were in the same spot today, but far worse, where we looked at the Patriots game and said, you can't get swept by this team. This is a pure signal of the changing of the guard. If you lose to New England and get swept and let them beat you twice in a season,
yes,
and win the division on your watch, that is a signal of the changing of the guard. And it's just a brutal look. The Chiefs got swept by the Chargers this year. When is the last time that's happened?
They got swept.
Swept by the Chargers. 13 points scored, lose, officially eliminated. And I don't know if you heard, but it sounds like Mahomes got a really bad injury. It sounds like Mahomes might have tore something. I haven't found confirmation, but I've heard either MCL or ACL, something like that. Awful. But, you know, this Chiefs team, this could have been the Bills this year. It really could have been the way things have gone, the way that they've looked. The Bills have pulled these games out. Kansas City hasn't. They are now, I believe, 1-7 or 1-8 in one-score games this season. How many games this year have the Bills won where they've been down by 10-plus points? The Ravens game, the Bengals game, the Patriots game. How many games have they won where they've allowed 30 points and somehow found a way to win? The ability to overcome this year is unbelievable. Mike Vrabel, a frustrated Mike Vrabel, was asked about Josh Allen's performance. Mike Vrabel says, quote, "It's the same thing everyone else sees. 6'5", 250 pounds, runs fast, hard to tackle, hard to get down on the ground, accurate, strong arm, giving you a dissertation on a league MVP. Just watch all the games. That's why they pay him $60 million. I don't know what you want me to tell you." And that's essentially what Mike Vrabel just said. He threw his hands up. And you could tell they kept panning to Vrabel. That was a man that knew he was about to be on the wrong end of a 17 performance. He had his hands on his, like you and I, you know how we like to, we get down in our pass blocking stance. I mean, that was Mike Vrabel the entire second half. He knew that he was about to be on the wrong end of an all-time outing. And he was.
And it's one of those situations too, is like, things were happening too quick and too great. We're like, there's a lot of football left. This is why I love the NFL, because you can't, like, I mean, we learned our lesson against the Bengals. The Bengals, I thought it was over. We're done until we weren't. It's never over. And against the Patriots on top of that, no, ain't no way. We're not going to allow that to happen. So Chiefs eliminated. The Ravens are still in. The Colts are winning. Like, if someone told you that Phillip Rivers was going to come out of retirement and lead these Colts against one of the best defenses in the game, you're kidding me. And the Chiefs are done. What?
And then what if I told you? What if I told you that the Ravens, who got just dismantled by the Bengals a couple weeks ago, the Bengals scored another 30 points against the Bills, 24-0, not a single point. Joe Burrow, when asked about his performance after the game, said, quote, "There's no team in the NFL that would have won today if I was the quarterback." This has been, and I know people say this every year, to me, it's unequivocal. This is the most insane NFL season I've ever witnessed. I every single week, there's something, or there's at least one or two things that happen that make me say, dude, I don't have this league figured out. I watch every single snap of every single game for the most part, and I have no clue what's going on. Not a clue.
How did they lose 24-0?
I don't know. He threw two huge picks. Huge.
Lamar Jackson, 150 yards, eight completions.
Yeah, they pounded the rock. And Joe Burrow threw another pick six. Another one.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, listen, man.
Like you said it. Crazy NFL season. All right, let's before we get out of here, obviously I want to get into some super chats. Obviously, there's things that people are wanting to bring up that I think would be fantastic for us to touch on. And I'll tell you this: we got some members to recognize. Dan Brown, 35. Wait a minute, Dan Brown, you back again, baby? Did you upgrade? My man. Big shout out to my man, Dan Brown. Big shout out to Bobito8503. We got another member joining. If you guys want to join, go ahead and join. SupportBF.com. Everything's right there. Go ahead and join the crew. We've got I Am Car coming through. I'm gonna try to wait for the applause near the end because we've got some people showing some love. Marshall Parker coming through and showing some love and becoming a member. Life with Sap. Life with Sap. Love it. Daniel Alvarez coming through. Come on, baby. Let's go. Adam Scott coming through. Listen, let me give a big. Let me hit that bell for y'all, man. Sometimes you gotta let me bring that sucker out. Sometimes you gotta hit that bell for my boys. Big shout out to everyone that have joined and showing us support. We love it. And when we beat down the Patriots, I'll call it a beatdown because second half was certainly a beatdown. 28 points is 28-7. I'll take that as a beatdown. We completely took over that game, and defensively, we made the biggest stops that we needed to make, and you got to give credit to where credit is due. So big shout out to them. So let's get into super chats. We got Sandra Larson. Appreciate Sandra Larson giving a $17 super chat, obviously commemorating number 17 himself, Josh Allen. Week 17, last game at the Ralph. Bills win the AFC East home field advantage wearing their red helmets. Fans deserve it. Let me tell you something that's funny. I don't know if it was with you, Bot, that I shared this, but I was talking. I was on stream, and I said, "This is how these things usually play out, where the Bills get on momentum, and for them to clinch the playoffs, they do it in the last home game at the Ralph in the red helmets, and then they go on to win the whole freaking thing. What a storybook ending that would be." And we're on our way. We just got to win out and do what needs to be done. Big shout out to you, Miss Sandra Larson. Love that. How would that be? Wouldn't that be something? Oh, my. NFL,
so here's what's
NFL
interesting. Here's what's really interesting about that. The Patriots play the Dolphins that same weekend, likely at the same time, if it comes down to it, because the NFL loves to schedule games with division or playoff implications at the exact same time. So the suspense is there and that the other team doesn't know what's going on, so they don't kind of alter their play in a certain way. That very likely could come down to that. Where the Bills, if the Bills beat Cleveland, if they beat Philly, and then New England doesn't lose to the Jets, they would go into week 18 with the division title being on the line. Patriots win, they win the division. Patriots lose, Bills beat the Jets in the red helmets. The Bills not only win the division, but if the Denver Broncos can beat, or we went over it the other night, but there's also a significant chance the Bills somehow get the 1 seed. And that would mean not only would they play in the red helmets in week 18, they would play the duration of the playoffs at the Ralph.
Wouldn't that be something? And I'll tell you right now, that week 18, you know how it always plays out. They flex those games. So we could absolutely see something take place where these boys are going at the same time and see how that plays out. Man, oh man, we would love to see that. By the way, we got our guy Money. What were we going to say there?
I just have to mention something to you because if you watched Friday, you'll appreciate this. I just have to say this. So you know how I went against Kyle Pitts on Thursday Night Football in my fantasy playoffs? He had the most fantasy points since 1981 at the tight end position.
Right.
Guess who else my buddy started against me in that playoff game?
Who'd he start?
Trey McBride. Do you know how many fantasy points Trey McBride had today?
I'm gonna say over 30.
43. So not only did Kyle Pitts have the greatest tight end performance since 1981, 3 days later, Trey McBride had the second greatest tight end performance since 1981. He's projected to beat me by 8. Meaning, if he didn't have 2 of the most historic tight end performances in league history, I would have beat him by 100. I just had to say that. I cannot fathom what I'm looking at right now.
If you're slated to only lose by 8,
yes.
Sorry, you're still in it. You just need huge performances. You can pull off the Bills winning this one.
You know who killed me?
That would be something.
Kincaid killed me because Knox vultured his 2 touchdowns. And guess who's on my bench? Knox. I know nobody cares, but I just had to say had to say, do you know the luck that you have to be on the wrong end of 2 of the most historic tight end performances in the last 50 years in back-to-back games? I just had to say that. Sorry.
Listen,
Let's get the money, Mitch. Oh my God.
absolutely, my man, absolute cinema. That he mentioned earlier. So, I feel bad for you, bro. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because you could probably still pull this out. So, listen, have some faith in your team, bro. Have some faith. But you know who else has faith in the Bills? That's my guy, our guy, Money Mitch, Lead Robster. What's up? Money Mitch comes in and says, I would like to say my 38-10 Bills prediction was incorrect, but I can live with that. Boys, we are blessed to watch Allen every Sunday. Boy, are you not lying. Oh, and Josh, it might be selfish, but I hope you have a boy. Go Bills, Ohio, and BF is the best channel in history. Baby, let me hit that. Michigan sucks.
Well said, Mitch. Appreciate you, by the way, Mitch. Always showing love. That's crazy. Always. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, listen, thank you, brother.
For those, and Bod and I talk about this, for those that do send us the super chats, please, I need you guys to know this. We need you guys to know this. We never beg for these things. We never do that. You guys do it on your own, and we appreciate it very much so because everything that you guys do send goes right back into the channel and right back into the things that we need to do for this channel and for you guys. So we very much appreciate it. Let's keep it rolling. Boris, my man Boris says, yo, woo, let's effing go. Buddy, we were all saying, whoo, yes, we were, because that was something else. And I'll tell you right now, man, I was watching Drake May at the beginning of the game, and I was like, bro, he's starting to piss me off a little bit because he's trying to imitate my quarterback and trying to do all this doopsie-doo and running and getting all these first downs. And I was like, man, if I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, bro, people must be sick of Josh Allen. Absolute sick of this man. And I don't blame them. Patriots right now are sick. They can only sit there and go, okay, I get it. It's just what it is. So I get it. I totally get it.
No, it's to a lesser extent, but I just think back of what it felt like to watch the inevitable with Brady every week, where you just had this feeling that you knew, and you mentioned it earlier, 21-0. Like, we need to get to the point where we say, remember who we have. Like, this game is not over. I can't do that. My brain will not allow me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that, unfortunately, I am the glass half empty guy. Like, you're down 21-0, you're getting pounded. Sorry. Like, I'm losing my mind.
Listen.
But, it hasn't resulted in the rings, of course, but it doesn't take away from the fact that that guy is all you need to have a shot in a game like this, or any game for that matter. You have a feeling. And other fan bases, you just nailed it. Like, you got to hate this guy. You got to love him because he's a great dude. But when you're playing him, like, dude, you got to hate him. Like, how could you not?
You got to hate him, but you got to respect him at the same time. It's like watching the greats. You're watching a great. So it's like, God, I love your game, but God, I hate. If you were my quarterback, I'd love you, but boy, I can't. And I really do feel for people that are like that. By the way, shout out to our guy Fluffy Panda. 61 months in, I love it. 5 years in, baby, let's go.
Crazy.
Says, dude, my timeline is filled with smack talking Pats fans who just couldn't wait until the end of halftime to talk their ish. Well, look at the scoreboard, baby. Look at the scoreboard. Ain't that something? I
want to make a note. So this is insane. Fluffy, 61-month member. Fluff joined the Buffalo Fanatics the last time Phillip Rivers took a snap. Fluff has been a member through the entire time until Phillip Rivers takes his next step 5 years later. How insane is that? Fluff, you are the absolute man.
OG, triple OG, my man Fluffy Panda. Real Dan Echo. Drake. Oh, Drake. Drake.
He stole my whole flow.
If we can learn to play two halves of football, my Lord Dan Echo, if we could learn, honestly, to play two halves, I'm with you. It's Super Bowl City. Chiefs out. Ravens can beat the Pats. Hit that horn, baby. And he ain't lying, man. Like, it's frustrating because, like, how are we doing this again to ourselves where we're having these slow starts, where we're not getting our act together? It's like we need to, like, feel the pressure of being down in order for us to be laser focused. Guys, we got to do this right from the jump. Anyway, listen, if it results in us getting the win still, I'll take it. With us, losing weight while we watch this game because we're sweating and we do all this nonsense.
Yeah.
Craziness. Absolute craziness. Fluffy Panda comes in and gives a super chat. Says, graphic last week said our scoring in the first half was 29th in the league. But in the second half, we're third in the league. What a crazy year. I mean, that's perfect segue. That's incredible. Like we need to be better. We just need to be better. It's crazy for me to say that, but in the first half, my God, 29th? Guys, we got to be better than that. We got to be better than that.
They flashed the graphic today, and how insane was this graphic when you factor how the game played out? The New England Patriots had the third best point differential in the first half this season. The Buffalo Bills have the first best in the second half. And that's exactly how this football game went.
And you know what? This is a tale of two halves. And if you're going to really show out, do it in the second half where you get that dub. And that's exactly what took place today. Love to see it. Signified knows Josh Allen and James Cook saved McDermott's job.
Like I said, the rant I was going to go on this show, if they were to have lost the game by a score because of that non-challenge, once again, you would have gathered the grandkids around to tell them the tale of Bot's rant on December 14th, 2025. So Signified, I cannot disagree with you here. It would have been something else.
So
and I hope to God I never have to do it.
That rant would have been you saying, get rid of them all. Fire them all. Because I'll tell you right now, there were countless accounts from Bills content creators and folks that are active on X saying, get rid of them all. Fire them all. I want them all gone with the start that we got to. And then they rope you back in by putting on a second half performance like that. Now, then you have to slow down on what you're saying. Okay, maybe I overreacted. Maybe some people feel the same way. Some people probably to this day still don't like the game plan that Joe Brady has for this offense. I'm one of them. I to this, even if we're winning, I don't want Joe Brady back because I feel like although we're putting points on the board, which is absolutely nuts to me, but as a coordinator, it's incredible that you can't get the receivers schemed open. It just sucks. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We're winning. That's all that matters to us, and we'll take it. But McDermott, job is intact. I think he comes back next year. I don't think they're going to make any drastic moves unless something drastic happens. But we'll see how that goes. We got our Matthew Royer. Do we know we can send blitzes in the first half? Also, Z-Bot is my spirit animal. Listen, I don't know what kind of animal Z-Bot is, but it's a good animal to be.
I got that dog in me. Matty. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I love that. I got that dog in me. All right, we got my man Joe. My man Joe comes in and says, yo, for this great win, how about everyone in the chat give at least $5 super chat? Let's go, Buffalo. P.S. Rico, you know damn well you thought it was over at halftime. Bro, I kid you not.
Tell him, Joe. Tell him.
I kid you not. I was saying it all week that I felt more on edge with the Bengals because I just didn't know where we were going more so than the Patriots. The same way Bot feels about the Miami Dolphins, where I don't care how we're playing, we're going to win this game. I always feel that Tom Brady's gone, that we are going to win against these Pats. Is it going to be tough? Yes. But are we going to win? Absolutely. That's how I felt. But Joe, I promise you, brother, I promise you, I felt that we were going to win this game. Not lose it. That's for sure. I just felt that we're going to win it. It's just going to be tough. But I never counted that team out. Golly, I never did. And sometimes I will. All right, let's get to, let's go back here. I think, there we go. Michelle Lucci says, go Bills, member for 2 months. Michelle, much love to you. Yeah, I love when I see new members showing love. Makes us happy. Brings a tear to our eyes. We got Luis. We spotted them 21 points and went straight Madden mode on them. Let's go Buffalo. You know what's funny? I play a Madden rule of you get 21 points straight put on you, we start the game all over. You got skunked. Ooh. That's it. And if there's a few people that are there, if you let me put 21 points on you, we're not waiting for this epic comeback. You're done. Pass the paddle, you're over with. Thank goodness there are two halves of football when it comes to these Bills. But my.
I find it funny, though. You're up 21-0 in Madden. It's over, yet the Bills are down 21. It's not over. I love how that's your mentality here.
Isn't that crazy? That's why you got to put two halves of football, baby. Yeah. 2 halves of football. Let's roll. My man Don comes in and says, Keon and Cooks catch the freaking football. Diggs, are you sure? 17 is him. Hey, question for you. So you got Diggs on the sideline. 3 receptions. He's sitting here mean mugging on the sideline, grinning. Him and Mac Hollins on the sideline. I don't know if you saw that. They were trying to hold these boys back, and they're just letting the teeth out, right? And you have a performance of 3 receptions. You are out-dueled and outplayed by Mac Hollins, and you took the L. Are you feeling some type of way about this game, or is just chalk it up to just another bad game, another average game for Diggs? Like, if you're him, would you be looking at it any different?
I don't think it matters if you're him or you're anybody on that roster. That is a demoralizing loss. You are up 21-0 at home. You know you clinched the division. You also know that your 1 seed chances are beyond alive. You're really like cruising down the path towards that 1 seed, and you blow it. I mean, this is a really, really bad loss for New England. And, you know, with Diggs, my whole thing on that is he torched him in the first game. They had a bit of a different approach, it felt like, in this one, where the run game was really what they had emphasized in this one. And it felt like the right approach. It did. And the Bills did a good job of taking away Diggs. Like last week, they did a good job of taking away Chase. But when the Bills do take away somebody, oftentimes there's another player that steps up. Last week, it was T. Higgins. This time around, it was Hendrickson. But if I'm anybody on that Patriots roster, Diggs or anybody in between, man, I mean, I'm sick after this one. Sick.
I would be absolutely sick as well. So, but here we are. We're in a position where the Bills were able to make some adjustments, and Diggs was. I'm looking at this. Diggs is like, this is a game that I can come in with t-shirt to hats. I'm playing my former team. I already showed out. I'm trying to show out again. And there was a big 3rd down play that he had, and I knew that it was going to him. And I was like, I knew Taron Johnson was in coverage. I was like, please, Taron, don't let him catch this for a 1st down. And sure enough, Taron Johnson. There's another conversation to be had about Taron Johnson, but we'll have that another time. But if I'm Diggs, I'm like 17-17, man, because I'm looking at this like, bro, that was my quarterback. I know what's in him. Like my man Bot said, he got that dog in him. Josh Allen is full dog, man. That boy is a I don't know what, if Josh Allen were to be a dog, what kind of dog would he be?
Wow. Remember we asked Devin Singletary this one time, and he said, what did he say? King Corso. Yeah. Wow. What would Allen be? I don't know. It's funny. At times you feel like he could be a golden retriever.
I knew you were going to say that.
But then other times he can be a Rottweiler. Other times he can be a pit bull. Other times he can be a greyhound. I mean, really, you get different variations of the dog.
He's a mutt.
Josh Allen. Oh yeah, you know what? That's the best way to put it. He's got how many different breeds combined? That's what Josh Allen is.
57. He a mutt.
Yeah, he's got it all.
I love it. All right, let's go. Our guy. Oh, hold on a second. We got King Noble says, I believe that the Bills gave Cook an incentive for each 1,000 yards and 1,500 yards that will make him reach his original contract request. Oh, that's a great post. So that's something that we're gonna have to go look into to see what the incentives are. So as you read the rest of these, I'm gonna go double check to see what the incentives are for Mr. James Cook.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's a good point that you bring up there, King. Appreciate you, bro. DPN coming in. I had so much shit to talk. I hate you so much. I'm assuming this is a Patriots fan.
Yeah, that's our guy Ray from he's my boy from Toronto. He's a content creator for the Patriots Nation. He's actually been on our show a couple times. So that's my guy Ray, and he's feeling it right now. He's feeling it. Listen, man, y'all were feeling too good. We had to kind of bring you back down to reality and say, hey, man, just remember who you are. Remember who you are, sir. That's the way I look at it.
You got to be crashing out right now, Ray. I mean, if I'm on that side, if I'm on the New England side of this one, once again, that would have been a rant for the ages. Because
no doubt.
Like we just talked about with the way the players got to be feeling, like that's just a loss that is so difficult to swallow because you just had it. You had it locked up. I mean, even you want to know when I thought it was really locked up? It wasn't even when they were up 21-0, but it was when the Bills scored to make it 21-7, and then the Patriots just walked down the field and got the field goal before half. That signaled to me that even though you were able to get back into it to some degree, you just kind of squandered it immediately after that. You know, so that's where I thought that they were in big trouble.
I can totally see that, but I think what made me, had they marched down the field, killed the clock, and how hot Josh was, and the fact that they scored that quickly after we scored, I was like, we got time. So I guess it's going to be a barn burner. And the fact that we have momentum, and you said it earlier, when Josh starts going, it juices up the defense to start making plays. And then when I knew, okay, these boys scored, all right, time for Josh to get it cooking. And Josh and the offense had some momentum and some rhythm, and boy, did we start doing it. I mean, you could tell by the time of possession, 34 minutes to their 25. So I'll take that all day, baby. All day.
The gaming bro saying, Chiefs fan here. Now that we are out, I'm rooting hard for y'all. Go win it all, boys. Good luck. Wow. Hey, listen, tough year, gaming bro. Thank God you got those rings to dry your tears with at night, knowing the Chiefs season's packed up, but we appreciate the love.
Why wouldn't taking shots?
Why wouldn't you root for Buffalo though? They've been the team that you have bullied in the postseason 4 times. You're not in it to bully them again. Why not root for the Bills to go get it done while the Pats are out, or while the Chiefs are out? Because you don't want the Pats to win. You obviously don't want Denver or the Chargers to win. Those are 2 divisional rivals. Yeah. If the Ravens get in, you know, you've had more history with Buffalo. So we appreciate it. Welcome aboard for the postseason run. Thank you for taking the year off to give us an even more optimal chance here. Hopefully the Buffalo Bills can take advantage of it. Gee, Taka, I don't want to hear 17 talk about helping out other quarterbacks in the offseason. Take a page out of Brady's book. These other teams aren't your friends. You know, I think about this. This is just the way that the modern day game is. Back in the day, you would be, I mean, the odds of you seeing these quarterbacks hanging out off the field would be like finding a needle in a haystack. But all these guys are buddies. Allen's buddies with Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and had a lot of great things to say about Drake May. This is just what it is now. A lot of these guys have the same agent, right? Josh Allen said that him and Drake May have the same agent, so they're at events and stuff together. And all these guys, there's a ton of like collaborative marketing events now. It's just different. Social media and the money involved. I hear you to some extent, G-Pack. So this is why. Oh my God. Pardon. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God. That's my heart coming out of my esophagus here that I had in my stomach the entire afternoon. This is a I think this is a very quarterback centric comment though. Like, this is why I love Deion Dawkins' hate for the Jets. Because it still keeps that old school football alive. But yes, you see it more with like the linemen and the defensive players. These quarterbacks now, just in this day and age, how big the quarterback position has become, they're all buddies. But I do hear you. You know, there's something to be said about, you know, hey, I wish these guys just hated each other, but it's just not the way it is anymore. Jeff King, a.k.a. Kinger, the legend, saying, well done, Bills. I'm glad I only caught the end of the game. Wow. Lucky you, Jeff. You probably saved a couple of years on your life there. As you're saying, my heart can't take this. Neither can ours. Thank God you spared yourself of that first half. Jay King saying, love you. And we love you right back, Jeff King. We're thinking of you, brother. Rico and I love you. And glad the Bills got the W today for you.
I gotta jump in there and say something for if you guys know our guy Jeff King, and I hope you'd forgive me for mentioning this, but because we care for him so much. So Jeff right now has got a bit of a sad heart, and Jeff has had someone very important to him pass, and that's his father, and he's dealing right now. And I know this Bills win is amazing. So send some love to my guy Jeff. If you guys have him on social media, send him some love. And I know the family could use it right now. Anytime that you lose someone so dear, near, and that means so much to him. Big shout out to our guy Jeff. We love you, big guy. And you know, our hearts are with you. You know that. All right. So big Bills win. I know you love that one. That's a good one. Made your heart go up and down a little bit, but we got the dub. That's what matters.
100%. Love you, Jeff. Thinking of you. I texted Jeff when we were talking. He said, I hope these Bills pound the Pats. And it took a little bit there, Jay King, but they wound up getting there. So love you, brother. Thank you for stopping by as you always do. You know, we appreciate it more than you know. Whittle. Silas is saying, where's Master at work at? I got to go take a scroll through his account because I know he had to have been popping off during that game. He had to have been.
Listen, this is what the thing is. That's why these big, huge leads early in the game got people talking greasy. And I've had to myself learn to not do those things because just anything could happen. But Master at work, of all people, bro, you listen, your team, you went away for a while and you say, yo, I'm done with content creation. And now you back because your team started doing a little something. But let the Bills remind you a little something, bro. We might have to send you back on retirement. We might have to. But listen, I'm glad that you guys got a little bit of taste. Just a little bit of taste to like make it seem like you got somewhere and you're right there. You're ready to, you know what I mean, get that hat bent real good, and now you got to put it on the shelf again. Love that feeling. Love that feeling a lot.
And hey, by the way, this is an AFC East champion hat. I get clowned for wearing them all the time. And my response is, clown me all you want. It's the only hat I can wear.
Listen, I wore my 4-time. I know we are 5-time. I want to get one that says 6-time. I want that 6-time. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Like, is it sad? Yes. But is it all I have? Yes. So get off my ass. Yeah. Like, come on. And maybe we get a 6 hat. It didn't die today. The hats for the Patriots are back in the vault.
Still
and hopefully
alive.
they get shipped away somewhere and the Bills come in and give me yet another hat to wear.
We might find it at the Goodwill store. Maybe 5 years from now.
the Marshalls and TJ Maxx's out in Foxborough might be filled with those if the Bills have anything to say about it.
AFC Championships 2025. What?
Yeah. Whittle back in. He's saying Pats fans are still a horrible fan base. Hold that out.
They're terrible, bro.
Listen, if you've won that many championships between the Celtics, the Bruins, the Patriots, I mean, wouldn't you be insufferable? I mean, how easy is it for them to be insufferable? You have all the ammunition. You had the greatest player to ever play. You had the greatest dynasty to ever grace the sport. You've had probably one of the greatest all-time NBA franchises in the history of that, league's existence. The Bruins, of course, the Sox. I didn't even mention them. Like, it's just an embarrassment of riches out there. It's hard for them not to be this way. And of course, when you think you're back on the cusp of being back there with New England, why wouldn't you think it? This is why this game, I mentioned it all week. This is why this was so huge. You couldn't let the Patriots be officially back on your watch. If they end up winning the division, so be it. They deserve it. But you could not let them do it today. And the Bills almost did, but thank God they didn't. We live to see another game.
You ain't lying.
Blue, Buffalo. At the end, it was looking like the Bills were trying to only win by 1. What did you make of the conservative play calling from Brady on the final drive where they don't get the first, kick it, and then the Patriots get the ball back? Mind you, they had scored 5 consecutive touchdowns on 5 straight drives prior to that.
Okay, so the one play that stood out to me, and I think you guys all know what I'm talking about here, was I think we were at 3rd and long, and they did a screen swing to Ty Johnson. I absolutely hated that play. Hated it. Are we trying to be aggressive and go for it? Or are we just trying to, hope for the best and try to get the first down? And maybe you would have, if Josh Palmer, held onto his block and maybe would have got the first down. I'm sure we have something else in the bag that shows that we're trying to be aggressive and not trying to put the hand on the throat and choke these guys out. But that's the way I looked at it. I was like, I didn't like that play, but were they purposely doing it just to kind of maintain that score? That I don't know. I don't know how you felt about that play call, because I think you probably feel the same way I did. I didn't like it. What are your thoughts? Go for
Hated that play call, but I loved the design to hand the ball off to Ty Johnson at the end to end the game out of the fullback position. That was awesome. So Joe Brady made up for it a little bit there. But I hate the fact that the team is humming the way that they were offensively for 5 straight drives. And then you kind of just fold on that final drive in terms of not the final drive, the second to last drive with the conservativeness. I get it. You want them to burn their timeouts, but there's got to be a better play than that swing screen. I hate those plays, Rico. There was a 3rd and 15 today where they ran a screen to Shakir and I about lost it. I hate that play so much. I'm
not a fan. I'll tell you this though. There's one instant that bugged me a little bit, and that was before the half, where Bills have 3 timeouts, and there's a minute and a half left, and not once did McDermott call a timeout to see we could probably get a stop and get the ball back and see if we can score, and then double dip by the time we come back after half. And he just held on to his timeouts. I was like, what is McDermott doing? You don't challenge the booty call. And that sounds super weird when I say that. You don't challenge the booty call, and now you're holding on to your tight end, your timeouts, and allowing these guys to dictate what they're going to do at the half. I was bugged by that. So McDermott, although adjustments were great, but I was not pleased by some of his conservative nature in this game. It's like the pressure was getting a lot. He was almost ready to concede. Bro, I need you to lock in and stay in. Anyway, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I was annoyed.
We have 3 all-time games going on right now. The Green Bay Packers are up on the Broncos 23-21. The Rams just took the lead on the Lions 27-24. Phillip Rivers is still hanging on to a lead in the 3rd quarter, 13-9 over the Seahawks.
What's going on here? What's happening?
This league, man. This league. Bar, Tech, BT. I can finally sleep at night knowing the Chiefs are eliminated. What did I tell you, Bartek was losing sleep thinking that they were going to creep in and then end the Bills' year. And I told him I get it, but it feels like this year is different. They couldn't win a one-score game. They were struggling in the division against the better teams. The Chargers, they got swept by. They already lost to Denver. They haven't been able to score points. They've been losing late in these clutch moments in which they typically win. So it felt different. BT, I sympathized with you though, because it still is the Chiefs. But yes, you can rest easy. Kansas City officially eliminated, losing 16-13 to the LA Chargers in week 15. BT also saying, what a win. I can't understand how we can look like a completely different team in the second half. Milano was like a D end out there. Go Bills. And we touched on it. I don't know what they're doing at halftime. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. It makes no sense. It'd be different if they did it once or twice. This is like a weekly thing now. I don't know what it is. It makes no sense. But thank God they're finding ways to do it, because it's really the reason they're winning football games.
I'm still like grasping just imagine this is the last game that was meaningful to us and we're eliminated. Like, what's the rest of the season mean to us? Like, what do you do at this point? You shut everybody. Like, the Chiefs are in a position where, like, what just happened? They probably thought, well, we have a chance. We're gonna get it done. We just paid Chris Jones. We got Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid. Oh, they're out. Are you kidding me? And it's not like they had major blowback and they had like injuries happen. They had every key player there. And they still didn't get the job done. Wow. That is something. Absolutely something. Hates to be them. Hate to be the Chiefs. Oh, boy.
This year, at least. Dio saying, Z-Bot, I'll pay money to watch your live reaction to Bills games. Also, Palmer played terrible. Josh is going to win back-to-back MVPs throwing to tight ends. F the Pats, says Dio. It's funny. I was just having this conversation with Caroline. I just had this conversation about the live game reactions because I've been losing it every week. She's like, why don't you do it? And Pierre does it on this channel and does an incredible job. He's been absolutely crushing it. But next year, I think I'm going to do something. I don't know what yet, but you're kind of leading me into the... Do you think you have it in you to just record? Because I just can't. Like, I want to be able to just be myself watching the game, not having to like click and this, and I need to watch. So if I was still home with my dad, there wouldn't be a chance. I wouldn't do it. I'd have no desire. But I'm down here now, and I really want to do it. I've been thinking about doing it for a while, and I would love it, because I think that there's moments that happen that I'm like just going nuts solo, and I would love to do it. Only video can take that reaction. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, so it's definitely something that I think we might be doing at some point later on. I would be doing it either on Twitter or TikTok or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's next year's problem. This year, we're focusing on the task at hand, and that's coming on the post game and talking about W's. The thing is, too, is like if I have a heart attack, the other reason I want to start doing the games is because if I have a heart attack, once again, people are watching me. They can get me where I need to go. Yeah, you're a fool. Richie, our main man, Richie Fresh. Rumor has it JJ Watt and co-host got pregnant talking about May. It's actually disgusting and sad. They took the huge ones from Drake May. I don't know. You know what? I must not have been paying attention. Like I was freaking out so badly. I was not paying attention to anything the broadcast was saying. I mean, they might as well. What are you? Terrible, bro. I was not paying attention at all. But I believe it, because you and everybody else seem to be saying the same thing. In fact, my buddy's mom, huge Bills fan, shout out to Mrs. Neri. She texted me and said the same thing. Like these announcers really want New England to win, huh? And I thought, I'm like, and maybe I'm pacing around. I am not listening to anything. I am like, my brain is completely isolated on trying to survive right now, basically. Trying to survive this game. Yeah. Yeah. No question about it. So what do we got next? Who's that? Richie was up? Richie's up again. Yeah. Richie's saying, I told you boys, division is in play. Let's get delusional. Let's get delusional. Bro. You know, we got delusional on Friday, and everything that we said that could possibly happen has happened up until this point. So let's get delusional. Let's continue to be delusional. Well, but why call us delusional when these things can easily play out? Like the Denver Broncos are currently losing right now to the Green Bay Packers, and they could lose out the rest of the season because they're playing some tough opponents. Bro, very much in play. We just got to handle our own business, do what we need to be done, and we'll be all right. I think it sounds delusional because there's not a great chance of it happening. It doesn't mean that there's no chance. There's not a great chance of winning a football game when you're down 21 and they won today. Not a great chance of winning a football game when you're down 10 with 5 minutes left. They won last week. I mean, everything we said that had to happen for Allen to win an MVP this year or for this team to have a chance at winning the division or the 1 seed, it's happened up until this point. It's not delusion. It's just, hey, this is what it would take. This is what has to happen. And look, we're no genies here. We're just saying here, this is what has to happen. And it's not the most insane thing in the world when you read it out loud. Josh Allen goes in against Drake May in a win in a game in which the Bills needed to stay alive in the AFC East. The Patriots needed to clinch the division that game. If he outplays May, the way that the recency bias works, he would surpass him in the MVP voting because it's December and that's all anybody seems to care about. If Matt Stafford gets outdueled by Goff, which he could, they're up by 3 right now, but Goff's had a hell of a game. And as I say that, Matt Stafford, 35, 40-yard gain to Puka Nacua in the red zone. Puka Nacua right outside the end zone. So it'll probably be Matt Stafford. But if the Bills win the division somehow, or they somehow not only do that, but get the 1 seed, Josh Allen's the back-to-back MVP. And I mentioned this earlier. I don't care if he actually wins it. I know who the MVP is, and it's 17. I am Carr. Absolute cinema. We said that earlier. Yeah, this game was cinema. What were you going to say, Rico?
What I was going to jump into was the next super chat right after is who's it coming in from? Mr. Matt comes in. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. This one. Oh, who's that? Teddy? Teddy comes in. Can someone explain why we can't implement adjustments before half? I mean, I get needing a sample size, but it's 2 drives, 1 quarter, not enough. Like I'll never get it. I mean, sometimes it's just a moment of like taking 15 minutes to really debrief. And it may not even be an X and O's situation. Sometimes it's just a matter of, all right, fellas, let's get it together. Let's talk. Let's the O-line group gets together. The receivers get together. The quarterbacks get together. Maybe it's an offensive unit, offense on this side, defense on that side. Sometimes it's just a matter of just regrouping. Can you regroup on the field? Not really. That's why I've been clamoring for, where's the leader that's going to come on and say, hey, get over here right now. On the field, on the sideline, on the bench to really talk it. That's why I was so amazed by Shaq Thompson being able to say, hey, guys, let's get it together. But sometimes that 15 minutes does it. You may not have the time to go through the X and O's, and it certainly might not be an X and O's issue. It's just more of a let's pump ourselves up. Let's get motivated again. And sometimes it's just away from the field, regroup, take a breath, get right, back on the field, and let's roll. It's a moment. There's a player by the name of it was a Speedy Claxton. Speedy Claxton was a point guard. I think he played out of Oklahoma. Don't quote me on this. And every quarter, or I think at halftime, he'd go into the change room. He'd wash his hands and kind of wash his hands from the filth and get back into it so he can kind of get back into the game. I've always going to remember that story. So it's just a moment to regroup and get yourself recharged up again. At least that's why I look at it. I
just wish they could do it without spotting the other team 3 touchdowns. It would be nice if they could find a way to do it that way, but you know,
absolutely. Figured that as well. That as well. My man Matt says, yo, can we talk about Ray Davis special teams cooking? Yes, we can, because Ray Davis today was absolutely clutch from the jump. 41 yards averaging return, had 164 yards off of 4 returns. What a sensational game he had. If not for you don't want to put it on him, but it gives you that extra bit of power and surge to get going, because your play calls are different. Your play calls become different because now you're in the green, you're at the 50-yard line rather than starting from your 20. So this is huge coming from our guy Ray Davis, and he's found himself a home in that return slot. So listen, man, I'm all about it. I'm all for it. And if Ray Davis continues to do that, he's gonna break another one, man. Does he have one this year already? He's already got one this year.
Yeah.
So, let's break out, baby.
Who was it against?
Keep rolling. I can't remember who he was against, but I know he broke one out.
Yeah, he did. No, he definitely did. Who the hell was that against? The Panthers?
I can't recall. I got to look back. I'll find out.
I don't know.
I'll find out. I'll look
back in. Here's an idea, Z. Get yourself a producer for the live reaction. I'm thinking I'm going to get a studio. I'm going to rent out a studio down in Manhattan. We'll get some producers, Fluff. Maybe we'll get a director. How about it? We'll go. You want to talk about absolute cinema? We'll get cinematic with it. We can go nuts.
Listen, You know what I have been thinking about, and what I want to know what you think about, like getting a producer for our shows, like hitting the super chats and hitting the comments that are worthy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a producer in here that would love to be part of our. Maybe it's a next year's situation that we get into. Like we might have to take on some applications for a producer that just knows. Here's the right comment for you guys to jump into this comment. So if that's something that interests you, I mean, don't be shy, guys. Hit us up. We'll talk about it.
Looks like we got a lot in the works for next season. It looks like we're just going to go nuts.
100%.
Well, why wouldn't we when we're coming off of a Super Bowl victory? I mean, we got to do it
baby.
big. So that's what we're planning on. We got Zervian coming in saying Z-Bot starting OF $7.99 a game reaction. How about that? Yeah. How about it? Little pay-per-view?
A little OF Z-Bot? What?
Oh my God.
Caroline's like, not a chance.
I don't even know. Like, it would be.
She'd
probably love it though.
He's selling you short $7.99, bro. You more than $7.99, bro.
We're talking that we're talking that Mayweather price. You know that HBO boxing price.
Don't box my guy in at $7.99. He more than that.
Imagine.
Real God. Dan Echo. What's my man Dan Echo saying? Yo, my bro will message you. Optimistic Fan Club. All right, listen. So Dan Echo's earlier. I don't know how I missed it, but Dan Echo has a brother that is a Cleveland Browns content creator. And he's saying, hey, you guys should get that brother on.
Oh, okay.
That way you guys can, get this thing cracking. So, we're going to talk to your boy. Tell him to get in contact with us.
Yeah.
Or try to connect us, and maybe we can try to get him on our Friday show. So that'd be really cool.
Totally. That would be awesome. Appreciate it, Dan. That would be great. Browns around the corner here. It's a hell of a defense. It's a hell of a defense. They will be tested this upcoming week. That is for sure.
They got to imagine. I'll tell you that much.
Ooh, no. Chicago ran down their throat. Ooh, boy.
Buddy.
There were a couple of belt to asses today. Jacksonville, holy cow. Philadelphia to the Raiders, the Bears. Yeah, this was a
tough week for these boys.
Rico, what if I told you we're about to hit the 2-hour mark and we're about to touch down on 4,000 concurrent viewers in the building with us right now?
Let's get 4,000 people in here right now. Let's get 4,000 people in right here, right now. Love to see it. What do you take away from this game today? So, Bills 3-game win streak. Pats huge win. They take the L. The Bills get what do you take away from this game?
I take away that Josh Allen is certifiably him. He is the MVP. He is that dude. James Cook could be and should be in the argument for Offensive Player of the Year. This dude is just an absolute workhorse, an animal, and had a phenomenal football game. These tight ends are as pivotal to this offense as anybody. And I don't know if we would have guessed that going into the year, but this is how it's unfolded. And you're seeing it week in and week out here. This game was no exception. And then the other thing you take away, too, is just once again another example where this team in the first half is without a paddle. And in the second half, they're on a speedboat, just cruising. Yep. It makes no sense. It's crazy. But the takeaway here is this was a massive game for the Buffalo Bills and Sean McDermott. To avoid getting swept by the New England Patriots, it was so pivotal that they did not allow them to beat them twice and win the division on their watch. And it wasn't easy. And in many ways, it should have went the other way, but it didn't. This was a massive win for Buffalo, and it shows you the adversity they're able to overcome in each and every week in each and every game. We just touched down on 4,000, by the way. You guys are unbelievable.
You guys are unbelievable. You know what? You know what else is unbelievable? When we can actually play a clip from Sean McDermott in the locker room talking to his boys.
Hell yeah.
And seeing what takes place. Let's see what Mr. Sean McDermott, Shawnee boy, had to say to his team today.
Hey, unbelievable job, man. I'm so proud of you. The whole team. Nobody panicked. You stayed the course.
My bad. Hold on.
Hey, the toughness, I've told you this before, the toughness of this football team on full display, man. That's Buffalo Bills football, man. Great job. All right, you got chill. All right, I got game ball real quick here. So this teammate of yours had a baby this week.
Yeah, dogs.
Hang on. Not only did he have a baby, but he just broke the Buffalo Bills all-time tight end Touchdown.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Thanks, Josh. All right, hey, one game at a time. We keep just staying the course on this journey together. Same thing. We stay here. We're not getting high, not getting low. All right, one day at a time. We'll keep stacking.
Talk to him.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
How about Dawson Knox, by the way? Did you see him rocking the ball like a baby after he scored? That was killer.
I love it.
You said it earlier, by the way.
Yep.
As much as Sean McDermott pisses me off sometimes, you can never make me hate that guy.
I love Sean McDermott, man.
I know.
Golly, I do.
You could never make me hate him. He really gets under my skin sometimes, but you could never make me hate him.
That's one thing I'll never do. And I was like, and I'm back on the Sean McDermott train, meaning like give him a dude is doing things with like when you look at this defense, you're looking at the receiver room, you're looking at this whole thing, he's managing this thing as best he can, and he's trying to let his guys grow, meaning Babbage and all these assistant coaches, and trying to do his thing. And I know people are gonna be like, yo, get out of here with that, man. Get that bum out of here. Bro, I'm a fan. I still like McDermott, man. Does he piss me off sometimes? Hell yeah, he does. Do I want the Bills to win the Lombardi with him as head coach? 100,000%. I want him to be the head coach that gets these guys over the hump. Can we get that done? Hopefully. Who knows? But I still like the guy, man. I'm still a fan. Like I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. If I had to choose between Bean and McDermott, let me keep McDermott. Bean can go. Do what you do. I'll bring somebody else can bring the talent in and go from there. But yeah, that's just me though. That's just me. Don't come for me. That's just how I feel.
Getting some news trickling in from the chat. Looks like Micah Parsons, a potential season-ending injury. From what I am seeing in the chat, that is a huge blow for Green Bay. If so, wow.
Oh, no.
Went all in on him in the offseason, staring at a potential 1 seed. And wow, damn.
That's huge. Oh, my.
Damn.
Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's the sport, man. That's why these guys want to get paid the money to get paid.
And on that note, the Denver Broncos take the lead. Just like that. They just took the lead on Green Bay, 28-23. Troy Franklin, nice ball from Bo Nix, proving me wrong. Damn.
It's tough. You know what I'm looking forward to? Jacob says, Buffalo winning this game in the fashion they did show me they can beat any team at any time. Oh, you know it, brother.
We know this. It's just a matter of doing it for 4 straight games in the postseason. We know this. We've seen all year the ability to do this. We've also seen during this year the ability for them to completely collapse. But we know this team is capable of being anybody any given week. And you've seen it. Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, Kansas City, the Patriots. You just got to keep that riding for 4 weeks. Yep. And we'll see if they can do it. They did a hell of a job benefiting themselves for those 4 weeks in January. Today, getting that W over New England. Over 4,000 of you in here. We can't thank you enough. It's just unbelievable. Before we head out, I want to give a shout out to my friends over at Sleeper. We were this close to cash in the Sleeper slip today. I had James Cook anytime. We got that. I had Drake May more than a half pass yard. The free pick. We got that. Dalton Kincaid, 41.5 receiving yards. We fall just a catch shy. We will get one. And I guarantee you that you probably have a better chance at landing one than I do, it seems. But I'm going to get one. We're going to keep trying. If you want to try along with me, link in the description below, the Sleeper app. Click that, download it, create an account. Once you do, you will immediately get a free $20 entry for your Sleeper picks. You can use that for the Sunday night football game coming your way this evening or the Monday night football game tomorrow. You can also use it for NBA, NHL, you name it. It's all on Sleeper. Once you use the free $20 entry, use the promo code on your screen, BF25. That will get you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper terms of use for details. Currently available in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper via the link in the description below. 2 hours in the books here. Rico, what do you got for the folks before we sign off?
Listen, what do we got for the folks? I found out who the 2 Glazers were that were calling the game for the Bills. It was Ian Eagle.
Eagle. Put some respect on my goat. I love Ian Eagle.
Whatever, Iron Eagle was glazing it. This is what, put your bib on Iron Eagle, for crying out loud. Him alongside JJ Watt. Womp womp.
And Devontae Adams might have just tore his leg up as well. Non-contact injury. Devontae Adams falls over flat on the field, not moving, face down. Non-contact. You can see his leg go up, immediately falls down. He hasn't moved since. So today we have watched Mahomes, Micah Parsons, and now what looks to be Devontae Adams suffer major injuries. Oh my God. Yep, non-contact. It's his knee. Or yep, he went right to it. Oh man. Wow.
Does it look bad? It looks bad.
It looks bad. Non-contact. He went right to the leg, falls over, staring. And I couldn't have been more wrong. He just got up and immediately walked off. False alarm. Wow. I mean, what? His leg pops. He goes right down to it, falls over, laying there. They go to show the replay. They come back. He's walking off the field. False alarm. Sorry.
No
Jeez.
help. No help. Nobody coming towards him.
What the hell? I'm no thigh doc. My God. Thank God he's all right. Devontae's having an incredible year. My God. I am no thigh doc. Speaking of thigh doc.
Yo, give it up, bro.
Yeah. I'm no more injury analysis from me. You guys give me the stories and I'll read them. I'm not doing any more of that. I mean, my God, what else can I make of it? His leg pops. He grabs it. He falls down. He's face down on the floor. McVay's walking onto the field.
Let my boy Z-Boy have it, man. In the chat, let him have it. Let him have it.
God, let's get the hell out of here. Speaking of thigh doc, if you want legitimate injury analysis, you'll see him on Wednesday with Rico. You'll see me tomorrow on the smoke break. You'll see Rico again Tuesday on the Rico Report. You'll see us Friday. Rico and Bot maybe will have a Browns content creator to bring on to talk about that game. But in the meantime, right now, we hope to God you enjoy the rest of your Sunday off of this incredible win. This is one of those wins that makes the whole week better, Rico.
Listen, if you have any Patriots fans, I want you to just, and if they're in their office, they're in their room, I want you to just do one of these to them. Just open the door and just take a peek in their office and just smile.
Oh,
wear your Bills gear, take your Bills lanyard out, whatever you can do. Just do that to them and say nothing and walk away.
Nick Wright and Broussard are going to be clowning him tomorrow. Unfortunately, though, the Chiefs season ended, so I doubt Nick Wright's going to be in good spirits to be able to do that.
I would love to see what they decide to do. Does Nick Wright come in a hospital bed or a coffin? He's done.
Yeah.
Who gets rolled in? Who gets rolled out? Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be good.
Well, folks, that's going to do it. An unbelievable victory for the Buffalo Bills and an unbelievable showing by you all. Just an insane amount of new members, super chats, and well over 4,000 of you in here to watch us talk about what we just watched. And that was one of the best games. I mean, I've been saying this every week. It's insane, but I'm not making it up. I mean, these games are unbelievable. One of the comebacks of the year, if not the comeback of the year. We really thank you very much for tuning into the post-game show. We can't wait to hang out with you later in the week, throughout the week. But in the meantime, much love as always. And how about them Bills?
How about them Bills? Go.